Okay, I'm recording again for the next thing. But yeah, let me throw up the BRB screen. You guys can keep the game menu music while that goes. But yeah, everyone get up, stretch if you've been sitting this whole time, and I will be back in a few. Yeah. And we're back. Hello. You guys ready for the next part, the next phase? So this time we'll be going back to our locked save 2, wherever that's hiding. Here it is. Pretty sure. Yeah. Scoop more things around so we can see what I need to do. Okay, we're on to Exopause Thyristor? I don't know. But okay, need to go to the lecture classroom first, then the food court. I think this is gonna be Subaru's route. Just from the location alone. Let's see if there's a switch around here. I mean, is Subaru a switch? Who knows? What are you all doing here? No, Subaru-kun. What do you mean, oh? I'm going to save you some time and tell you you're not going to find any switches here. I already looked around. Alright. Did you really? Yes. No, you know, you could have gotten in touch with us or something. Did you really think we weren't at least going to search our own areas? Isn't that obvious? He sure likes to argue. Yeah, he do. Funny considering he was just getting all hyped about swimsuits a second ago. Well, based on my experience, these sorts are always majorly awkward. Did you need something? Nah, nothing. I mean, if that's the case, why don't you help us out, Subaru-kun? Like I said, I don't have that kind of time. The most I can do is search my own surroundings. Is this where the robotics lecture is supposed to be held? Yes, we'll be using this hall. Now look around once again. Apparently this building is normally a store of some sort. It's actually quite well built. There are tables and chairs lined up inside. This must be where the kids are going to gather for the robot seminar. I don't know, pal. This place looks pretty much done to me. Since the building already exists, they only really need some tools and whatnot. And I assume Subaru-kun is in arranging for everything himself. You gotta be kidding me. We haven't even decided what we're going to do yet. Just pick something already. Easier said than done. It must be real nice since you don't have to do anything, but for me, this is one of the hardest things I've ever done. Skill issue. Subaru-kun says as he holds his head. Listen, we're talking about kids here. Right? Do you even understand what that means? Kids are a handful, yes. What does it mean? Look, children are from a completely different planet. No, they're monsters. Oh dear. What in the world is he saying? No reasoning or logic will make sense to them. No matter how you try to word something, they won't understand. What do you call someone who doesn't understand words? An alien. They're aliens. Well, that's rude. You're taking this way too far. How can one be expected to teach these kids about the ins and outs of robotics? It requires logic and reasoning. Robotics, the study of robot-related technology. It is separated into various different fields such as mechanisms and actuators for constructing robot limbs, sensors and sensing methods for recognizing and perceiving outside information, as well as robot movement, behavior control, and artificial intelligence. Do you get it? Do you see how difficult this is for me? Have you considered not thinking so hard about all of this? Subida-kun raises his eyebrows in response to Yoshio-kun's words. I can't do that. Any one of those kids could grow up to becoming a leading force behind robotics in the future. If I do a half-assed job here, that kid may lose interest in robots, leading to a great loss in our society. You can't just fool around with this. I can't help but think that a kid like that would be interested in robots no matter what, but I decide not to say anything. Plus, when the Robotics Club continued existence may very well depend on the success of this festival. I will not let the CT Robotics Club, something we all work so hard to raise from the ashes, go down in flames. By the time Subida-kun is finished talking, Yoshio-kun has a smile on his face. What's with that face? I don't think you cared so much about the Robotics Club. What are you talking about? That's not why I said that. I love that he'll say nyani. Yeah. I'm sure Aki-chan will be delighted to hear what you just said. But please don't. Don't tell the press. Isn't that you? Who cares? Anyway, you can't tell her. Ever. It's something for you to be embarrassed about. Either way, I don't have a lot of time to waste. I've got to figure out what to teach at the robotics lecture, how to teach it, and simulate everything from start to finish. So, you two deal with Kimijima-ko's madness, please. Subida-kun says with a difficult expression on his face. He then faces the laptop placed on the corner of a desk. From a distance, I can see a drawing of some sort of circuit. Is he designing a document for the robotics lecture from scratch? He doesn't need to go that far, but I guess that's just his personality. Subida-kun teaching children, huh? I could see how this would be tough for someone like him. Having said that, neither Juntan nor Frautan seem like they do any better. True. Well, I'm sure Subida-kun will pull through. You think so? He's actually really passionate about this kind of thing. As long as you communicate that much, he'll be okay. I see. The two of us quietly leave as to not disturb Subida-kun, who is holding his head in his hands. Poor Subaru. Okay, but I'm pretty sure... Yeah. To the food court, and I think that's when we can start skipping again. Yep. Visual novel speedrun, let's go. I wonder what kind of shenanigans we'll get with Subaru. I generally don't know what to expect. Probably something to do with kids. But like as far as like the actual delusions and stuff. Alright, pretty sure it was here. Right, we have to find the geotag still. Boo. I have one pink. Ah. Okay, I think we just need to go directly to the main stage. Yep.
Oh yeah?
That's it for specific things we have to do. Just gotta get the tags. Where's this one? Right, the lights.
Hmm?
Robots dashing? Yep, we're dashing through the visual novel for right now. Perks of making new choices and then skipping to the new content. How's it going though, Relix? And congrats on the 3-stream streak. Zoom! So true. You missed all the Yaoi plotline. I guess it wasn't as relevant at the tail end of the thing, but that's okay. Maybe I should update my stream title. Maybe I won't. Oh boy. So fast the textures can't keep up. I mean, they were behaving for a really long time, so it was just the inevitable of them finally breaking again. You have to try to understand them one more time.
Tadaima.
No, I don't know what little bit got skipped, but that's okay. Let me go ahead and do a cute little save and then close and reopen the game so the models can have a little refresher. I wonder if I can just pick the day that the phase starts at, actually. Let's see. Okay, I guess not. I'm home. This is how my father greets me after I get home from the fireworks show. He's always like this. My father is a fisherman. He leaves the house before sunrise every morning and hits the hay soon after sundown. This daily pattern is at odds with the rest of the family's schedule. To begin with, he's rough around the edges and reserved. At some point, the two of us grew pretty distant. I'm going to bed. Sure. Good night. I go to my room and head straight to my desk. Ever since I can remember, this room has been my castle. My father wanted me to inherit his fishing business. I had always agreed to do as much, in front of him anyway. But the reality is that I loved robots too much to leave them behind. I once told my father that I wanted to go to college to study robotics. He objected, of course. Ever since then, I stopped saying the word robot in front of him. That conversation marked the end of my dreams, creating an even larger gap between the two of us, or at least, that's how I felt anyway. I want to work with robots. How many times had I told myself that that was the past, something that could never come true? But no matter how much I tried to convince myself, I was unable to keep my feelings to myself. Trying to shut down those feelings had an opposite effect on me. Because robots were forbidden to me, the passion kept quietly burning inside. I disguised myself and entered a hobby robot tournament behind my father's back. I even won. This room was the only space where I could immerse myself with robots, away from my father's prying eyes. I eventually went to high school, and as the days passed, I was convinced that I would just become a fisherman. But that fateful day, I encountered Sanemiya Akiho, my weirdo senpai. And after being forced to join the robotics club, my repressed feelings came pouring out against my will. My father was livid when he found out that I was still into robots, despite my promise to leave them alone. On top of that, his anger reached a whole new level when I got injured when working on the club robot. That time, I really tried to quit. But even then, I couldn't. And so, during the intense cold of February this year, my father accepted my desire to fight in order to save the world. The previously closed-off door separating the two of us was slowly beginning to open. Or so I thought. Despite what some would say, it's not easy filling the deep trenches that form between people over a long length of time. On that day, when we saved the world, my father was there to help us. He even told me that he would be my legs. He congratulated me. But after that, every time I tried to bring up robots with him, I just couldn't bring myself to say the words. Similarly, my father never spoke to me about robots either. Is he still against me involving myself with them? I don't think that's the case. My father knows that I'm still in the robotics club even as a senior, and he hasn't once criticized me for it. So it's not like he objects to it. But either way, he doesn't bring up robots in front of me, and neither do I in front of him. It gets pretty hard to broach subjects like this after avoiding them for so long. So just ask him. He just said it's hard, okay, Relix? Damn. So here I am, still struggling to tell him how I feel. The fact that I still want to study robotics in college. My father always wanted me to be a fisherman like him. Just as studying robotics is my dream, that was my father's dream. And I think honoring that dream is a son's duty. I know you get that, but the solution is a very simple one. Unlike the future will wait. True. That might be the storyline. Oh, get Subaru to ask his dad and have an open, honest conversation with him. Wow. But on the other hand, I still don't want to give up on my own dreams either. Time just passes while we both struggle to be honest about our feelings. Indeed. What should I do? Talk to him, duh. I vocalize the words that I've repeated in my head over and over again for the past 6 months. What do I want to do? Vocalizing them alone doesn't yield any answers. Dad. Come on, come on. We got deep fried flying fish. They're really good and freshly fried. Come try some. Where to next? And there seems to be something good going on over at the stage. Hoops POV, are we in? Dario. One night has passed after all the craziness. With the Mosaica Gun Festival entering its main phase, the turnout has been unprecedented. There are stamp rallies and other events going on left and right. It sure looks like the festival is running in full force now. But what's up with you, Hashida-san? Yashio-kyun spots me staring blankly up at the sky and walks over. Ah, Yashio-kyun. We were just getting a little lonely is all. It's true that there are more people at the festival than ever before. The Kimijimiko craziness has a lot to do with this. An illusion of a mysterious robot suddenly appeared at the festival. TV stations and magazines obviously picked up on the news, and once it was made clear that no harm was done, people started flocking to the island out of curiosity. In other words, it's not a stretch to say that the craze made everyone in the country aware of this festival. Except the illusion is long since gone. Oh yeah, the game is in yesterday. Yesterday, 3 years ago. Details. But that means we'll have a date match, maybe? Ooh. What are you saying? The whole thing was absurd, so we should be happy it disappeared. You're right, but the giant robot that was present until yesterday is long gone. It's only natural to feel a kind of emptiness. Anyway, are you planning on sticking around on Tanegashima for a while longer? Relix. You're even subbed. You have turbo and sub. You have no reason to not let the ad break happen. Did I read this? Maybe. Probably. I'll read it again just to be sure. I should have a counter of times I reread lines because I'm not sure. I know you're a mod. Don't click the snooze button or I'll take away your rights. Unless I tell you to snooze it. That's obviously different, but... Or like if we're ending stream and then, yeah. Not your bird rights, yeah. This is why the cage is gonna stay toggleable until we... Your mod rights. Your bird mod rights. Anyways, rereading this. Anyway, are you planning on sticking around on Tanegashima for a while longer? Well, that's the plan. I want to see my waifu and daughter really badly, but I've come this far. I know you missed the window. I also got the notification too. Crazy, I know. I'd like to see this festival to the end. Plus, I still haven't accomplished my real goal. Whatever that is. What do you ask? Well, you know, I was just thinking it'd sure be great if you could just kind of check in on the Robotics Club is all. The Robotics Club? You seem more knowledgeable about robots than I do, and you're technically an adult, right? Kaido, you're the one that's technically an adult. Dario is firmly an adult. He is almost 30. I'm still a child at heart. So, I thought maybe you could be there to counsel them when they need it. Nishio-kyun casually ignores what I said and goes on about his hopes for me. Is it just me, or has he gotten kinda rough when it comes to dealing with yours truly? I'll just take this as a meaning we've gotten closer. Okie dokie. If there's something I can do to help, sure. Really? I really appreciate you saying that. I'm already on the southern island. Might as well spend some time with the youngins while I'm here. What is the dog eating? The cat just bapped the dog, so I guess it's okay. Maybe I'll have a chance to make a lovely comeback while I'm on this adventure without a D because French. Comeback, fighting game terminology. A player coming back from a bad situation and taking the lead. That said, there are only a few candidates available to me who might need my counsel. Akitan, Juntan, Vaotan, and Airitan. But as far as I can tell, Akitan and Yoshio-kyun seem like they're more than just friends, so I don't want to do anything stupid and get bit for it. So that leaves the three of them. Who should I go pal around with? Every one of them is charming in their own way. Let's just pick the first person I run to after this. Alright, it's settled. Are there any Robotics Club friendos around here? That's... Oh? You found one already? Hey, if you got any problems, I'll hear you out. Excuse me. What? Subaru-kyun? Hashida-san? What's wrong, Subaru-kyun? You're looking under the weather. Of course I am. I said I didn't want to do this from the beginning. Are you talking about the robotics lecture? What else is there? Hold up. I don't like children to begin with. There's no way I can teach them about robots. Wait, I've got it. Yashio-senpai. Can you take my place? I'll study for your exams in return. How in the world does that help me? Besides, I don't know nearly as much about robots as you do, Subaru-kun. And that won't be a problem. The children may understand better if a person of your level speaks to them. Damn. You're definitely making fun of me. Is this going where I think it's going? What a joke. Why do I have to do this? Hey, Subaru-kun, I have a suggestion. No, look at that. I forgot I had some errands to run. I attempt to remove myself from this unfortunate situation, but Yoshio-kyun tightly snatches the sleeve of my shirt. Maybe Hashida-san can help. I've seen this patine before. Hashida-san has a kid, so he's probably more suited to deal with kids than we are. I would hope so. Well, my little girl's not even 3, so... Sure, but you're probably more used to children than we are. I can deal with my own child just fine, but other people's children, That's when I noticed something pulling on my other sleeve. Oh. She's a very little girl, about 5 years old. Daddy? What? Hashida-san, don't tell me she's... No. My waifu is my only waifu. I don't have any children with anyone else. And then, who is she? The girl's face suddenly shrivels up, morphs into a frown, and just like that, large tears are rolling down her cheeks. Daddy. Damn. Yoshio-kyun and Subaru-kyun are still shooting me doubtful looks. I nonetheless ignore them, squat down to meet the girl eye to eye, and gently pat her on the head. There. Did you get separated from your daddy? The girl nods silently. Okay, gotcha. Leave this to me. Thank you so much. It's not long after taking the girl to the Lost Child Center near HQ that her father shows up to pick her up. Thank you, mister. I keep waving back at the girl who repeatedly turns around as she waddles away. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Impressive. You really are the best candidate for this, Hashida-san. Nah, crap. Seeing a crying little girl made me think of my own daughter. At this rate, I'm gonna be stuck helping Super Cube for the duration of the festival. Ever since arriving on Tanegashima, I've been pretty much hanging out with Yoshio-kun the whole time. With the madness from earlier over, I thought I could enjoy some fun adventures, but sadly, it looks like I'm stuck on dude patrol. Wait, I have the perfect idea. Fine, I don't mind helping you out. Really? But before that, maybe we should look for someone who'd be willing to switch places with Super-kun. That's possible. I think that would be ideal too. If one of the girls can take his place, I not only get to provide them with counsel, but I'd be willing to teach them all sorts of things. Phrasing. In fact, I'd like to be taught a lot of things myself. Okay, now let's start asking around. They're definitely gonna get shot down all across the board.
I would switch places with you if I could, but Mr. President specifically asked me to do it, so... I really don't know anything about robots. Are you okay with that?
If you're so desperate, I could consider it. But only if Four Eyes agrees to cross-dress and enter the contest. Jun-chan, Heidi-chan, and Kona-chan are all unavailable. The only other person left is... Sonomiya-senpai, but... Aki-chan, huh? Let's say we let her handle it. What do you think would happen? Well...
Okay, we're going to start the lecture. Everyone here loves robots, right? That means you guys obviously know about Gun Barrel. Huh? You don't? You've really never heard of Gun Barrel before? That is unacceptable. There's no such thing as someone who loves robots but hasn't seen Gun Barrel, especially at your age. This is must-watch material. Alright, we're gonna use the lecture time to watch Gun Barrel together. There are 3 seasons in all, and 155 episodes, so that would take about...
We can ask Sonomiya-senpai. Alright. Well, so that's how everyone sees Akitane. But they might be right. She'll probably start playing with the children instead of teaching them anything. That means Team Girl has been annihilated. In other words. I guess you'll have to do your best, Subaru-kun. Come on, turn that frown upside down. Ashida-san said he's willing to help and everything. Is this really how it's going down? Huh? You said you make yourself available for counsel, no? I sure did. Why has it gotta be a dude?
What are you boys up to?
Ah, this cheerful voice must be the one and only. Ah, that's right. I forgot about Naitan. Huh?
I'm sorry. I have to manage an event over at JAXA, so I can't help.
Damn, I forgot that JAXA is also exhibiting at the Wazaika Gun Festival. Of course. Tanegashima is known for rockets, and the first thing that come to mind when it comes to rockets is JAXA. It wouldn't be a stretch to say that JAXA is Tanagashima's most iconic institution, and although the event is themed around robots, it'd be odd for JAXA to not cooperate. You see, Hashida-san, your only hope.
Are you helping Subaru-kun with his projects?
Naito suddenly leads in toward me. Well, we haven't made a final decision on that front. She then firmly grasps my right hand with both of her hands.
I knew you'd do it. I admire people who can look after the young. That's such an adult thing to do.
Yeah, but Hashida-san doesn't seem very up for it. Personally, if you really don't want to, I don't want you to force yourself.
Is that true?
Oh, come on. Of course not. I'm an adult well known for his caretaking skills. Boy or a girl, the Hashida Itaru handle it. So we can count on you for counsel then? Of course. There, I said it. Happy? Naitan has gotten terrifyingly good at manipulating men. Granted, I might fall for letting her do this to me. I guess you can breathe a little easier now, Subaru-kun. I suppose he does seem to know how to deal with children. Maybe he'll have his uses. Subaru-kun says as he turns toward me. I really appreciate your assistance. His tone comes off as kinda stodgy, but there's not much I can do now that I've accepted the gig. I'll just have to deal.
Anyway, how are things going on your end, Kaito-kun?
Things? Like what?
Your studies, of course. If you don't get your studying in now, you'll never become an astronaut.
No. I know it looks like I'm hanging around, but I've actually been studying pretty thoroughly. Nishikune explains as he shows us his Pokécom display. There are all kinds of physics questions on it. Every time we've been at the festival together, he's been glancing down at his Pokécom every chance he's had, so I assumed he was playing games or something. I guess he was actually studying. I was going to suggest that he'd be the perfect person to help Subaru-kun, but he has a pretty legit excuse.
Good. It'll be... It will all be worth it in the end if you work hard now toward your dream.
I sure hope so. Naitan must have studied really hard to get to her current position. That's probably why her words have so much weight to them.
Subaru-kun, you're studying for exams too now. How's that going for you?
I guess while the dog is throwing a fit, I'll just have the game refresh. See it? Nope, he's not done yet. Okay. I was planning on waiting to a good stopping point, so I guess using the dog being a brat works out. Meow. It's really funny seeing the really tiny 28 by 28 Felix that you DM'd me because it's so blurry for the preview on Discord. Yes, I see them. The preview for the 2828 is so it's so blurry. I love it. I will set that up later. Thank you for the tiny burbs. They will be used appropriately. Yeah, that's fair. Guess the dog's not done, damn. He has so many barks stored in him.
そういえばスバル君も受験生ですよね。お勉強の方は大丈夫ですか？
Subaru-kun, you're studying for exams too now. How's that going for you?
Unlike Yoshio-senpai, I've been staying current with my studies since the beginning. You did morph them a bit because it was looking a bit long, but I have the file now too. Thank you. Yeah, I did see the clip file as well. No, are you just gonna take that, Yoshio-kun? I would snap back, but he's not wrong. I don't know if he's being a good loser or what. I'm glad to hear you've been studying. I guess that means you're planning to go on to college. Well... Did you talk to your old man about it? That face says no. Subaru-kun's silence says it all. Looks like he's got bigger problems than just the robotics lecture. My future is my own to deal with. Please leave me alone. Besides, I need to focus on the robotics lecture right now. Anyway, I'll try to come up with a lecture program by tomorrow. You're doing it yourself? Yes. Just because he's helping me doesn't mean I get to delegate everything to him. Despite all his gripping, this kid clearly has a strong sense of responsibility. So I'd appreciate any kind of constructive criticism you can give me based on what you see tomorrow. Yoshio-senpai, Hashida-san. Subaru-kun stands up, says his farewell, and disappears into the crowd of people. With that kind of personality, he's gonna have a tough time going forward. And that's just how Subaru-kun is. Maybe his personality is also getting in the way of his moving on to college. Though that doesn't mean I can just stick... Though that doesn't mean I just get to stick my nose into his business. Same date. The date matches, well, not the year, but like month and day. Let's go. It's the 24th in game and in actual life. I said I was going to put together a lecture program, and I did. As he declared he would, Subaru-kun came prepared with a summary of his lecture program. A so-called agenda, if you would. A document that contains a list of the main points that are to be discussed in a meeting or class, and it also contains summaries of these main points. I guess the dog also has his own agenda. I didn't miss this. I didn't miss the dog barking at the door for no reason. He has literally no reason to be barking. There's no reason for him to be boofing. And yet... He's really going for it, Jesus. Hey dog, could you shut up? No? Seeing that he has dark circles under his eyes, he must have been working on it late into the night. He hands it to me, and I immediately notice how heavy it is. Considering it's a giant mass of papers held together by a large paperclip, I'm not sure this really qualifies as an agenda anymore. I'm going to run the robotics lecture based on this agenda. I could tell he put his heart into it. Subaru speaks with confidence. Man, it took ages to get through all of this. What do you think? Please tell me your honest opinion. I don't have the time to look through everything and comment on it. Well, maybe I do, but it'd be a waste of time. When I glance over at Yoshio-kyun to gauge his reaction, we meet eye to eye. Seems like he's on the same page as me. What's wrong? Please don't hold any punches. Tell me everything. About that. We can't really comment much until we give it a go. What do you mean? In other words... Yoshio-kyun and I nod at each other. Then I pull out my Pokécom. It sounds for calling you out all of a sudden.
As an alumni, I'm there whenever a club member needs me. Sorry, I can only stay here for my break period.
I'm terribly busy, so get it over with it in 3 lines, please. Yoshio-kyun and I summoned the whole robotics club to join us during their break.
So, what are we supposed to do?
Subaru-kyun is going to give you a lecture on robots. All you guys gotta do is listen. Right, instead of reading through the agenda, it'll be faster if we actually have him do the lecture in a test environment. Basically, we're conducting a simulation. Since everybody is on their lunch break, it's no big deal if folks are eating.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
I'm surprised. You don't strike me as a lecture type, Aki-chan. You hated taking classes in high school.
It's a different story when it comes to robots.
Figures. I don't know what I was expecting. My apologies. I know you're busy.
It's okay. Maybe I can learn something that'll help me over at the Battle Robot Tournament.
Dude, 4 Eyes role-playing as a teacher. Excellent.
I'm looking forward to your lecture, Subiri-san.
Thankfully, it looks like everyone's being cooperative. Okay, the stage is yours, Subaru-kyun. Huh? We're already starting? Of course. We only have the lunch break, so you need to get on with it. Understood. Then, let's begin. Subaru-kyun steps forward and pushes up his glasses like an actual teacher, and scans everyone's faces. It's time to start class. He's actually pretty into it. The term robot comes from a Czech term for slavery, and... as such, throughout history, robots have taken the place of human labor. As manufacturing robots began developing, so too did military robots. Take a look at this illustration. This picture represents the circuitry inside of a hobby robot. As you can see, its insides are not very complex. Mankind's greatest mission will be to figure out how robots will function in our world in the future. And this concludes my robotics lecture. After finishing everything he needed to say, Subitakun scans everyone's faces once again. There's a great sense of satisfaction on his face. How was it?
Huh? Oh, is it over? Yeah. That was...
Super boring.
Eh?
What?
Frabo?
Furugori. What did he just say? Too boring, lol. I felt like I was watching a French movie without subtitles. Dramatic sound effect. What? I saw a spy depressed sound effect bubble appear behind Subitakun for a split second. That's how intense Subitakun's shock is after hearing Frauton's remark. Wait a minute. I based this lecture on an agenda that I spent all night creating. And you can take all the time you want, but crap is still crap, SMH. The sound he made. Nix, that was to the point. What did everyone else think? How about you, Senemiya-senpai?
I guess, I think it was a little difficult for me to understand.
Nagitan, you fell asleep right in the middle of it. Daitoku-senpai.
Sorry. I couldn't keep up at all.
Yukifune-san.
I'm sorry.
Dang, I was falling into a deep hole. Not that I can blame him. He spent his entire night working on that agenda. Where did I go wrong? I mean, you started off with the origin of the word robot and, like, location, which I guess isn't necessarily a bad thing, but that told me it was just gonna be boring, you know? And is oblivious. This might be harder than I thought it'd be. First things first, why so serious? And what's wrong with being serious? I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing, but remember what Akitan said? She struggled to follow along. What's the target age for this lecture? 8 to 12-year-old children is what I've been told. And then your lecture is way too difficult for them. That shouldn't be the case. At their age, I was already building my own original robot. It's because you're talented, Subaru. It's the autism. Smart kids tend to think that everyone else should be capable of doing everything they can. So when they see less capable people, they often get annoyed with them. I'm guessing Subaru has similar tendencies. Anyway, since you're dealing with kids, you have to make this lecture easier to understand. It also has to be more engaging. And that's called pampering. Besides, isn't it rude to assume they won't understand from the get-go? This guy is stubborn. Anyway, this is the best I can do. If that's not enough, then I shouldn't be doing this in the first place. Not long after he says as much, Subidakun's expression darkens in response to his own words. Then, I'm sorry. He apologizes quietly. He's not a bad kid. This has gotta be rough for him. We all assume Subidakun was stressed out from staying up all night. So we sent him home and decided to stay behind to come up with the game plan. The problem is that this all goes back to his personality, so I can't figure anything out on my own since I don't know much about him. I have a policy of not asking about people's private matters, especially when I haven't known them for very long. And hearing about it from someone else is even worse. But still. What's Subaru-kun's home situation like? Any issues with his family? How could I not ask? And what's the deal at home? Yoshio's silence says it all. He doesn't get along with his old man. How did you know? Bingo. Well, you were talking to him yesterday. He asked whether he spoke to his old man or not. You know, about his future. Right. That's what caught my attention about him. A father and son relationship. If you don't mind, can you tell me about Subaru-kun? I don't think he would tell me if I tried asking him directly. Why would I tell you something even he wouldn't share? He's got a point. In that case. Fine, I'll ask Aki-tan then. Hey, Aki! I attempt to call out toward Aki-tan's back as she works tirelessly in the food court, but Yoshi-kun covers my mouth. Hey, what's the big idea? That's my line. What are you trying to do, Hashida-san? Like I said, I'm trying to find info on his family, about Subaru-kun. I can't. Aki-chan will definitely tell you if you asked her. That's why I'm asking her. Yoshi-kun thinks to himself for a bit, then slowly opens his lips. Subaru-kun had promised his father that he would become a fisherman. His old man wanted him to inherit his fishing business, and Subaru-kun intended to do just that at first. But there was something he just couldn't let go of. Robots. It all started when his father brought him a toy robot. He fell in love with the robot he got when he was little, and that began his lifelong fascination with robots. As he grew up, his passion for robots grew accordingly. But after getting into high school, Subaru-kun promised his father that he would walk away from it all. Even then, his feelings for robots never went away. In fact, the more he tried to forget about them, the bigger those passionate flames inside of him grew. He started building robots behind his father's back. He went so far as to disguise himself so he could enter a hobby robot competition, and he even won. But one day, his father found out about it all. As one would expect, the old man was furious. Yet even then, Subaru-kun couldn't give up on robots. He also didn't want to disappoint his father any further. As a result, they clashed. The clashed end was Subaru-kun broke. Aki-chan manipulated him into joining the CT Robotics Club, but he got caught and even got injured. Thus, he gave up on robots once and for all. And that's when the incident happened. This past winter, the entire world was in danger. And the ones to save the planet were the members of the CT Robotics Club. Subaru-kun saw us rise up, so he came back to fight with us. At the time, I thought his father had come to understand Subaru-kun's feelings, but it sounds like things didn't go so well. Yoshio-kun doesn't appear to understand why or how that ended up being the case. But I can understand how Subaru-kun feels. Most teenagers would rebel against the idea of running along the rails that their parents have built for them. Some of them would try to get themselves off of those tracks. But for Subaru-kun, it was different. The flame kept burning quietly inside his heart, and only grew bigger as external winds kept blowing through it. I can relate to Subaru-kun. There are some things you just can't let go of, dreams you can't abandon, a future you desperately desire above all others. Having those things just comes with being a man. but... Hashida-san? Are you crying? I mean, it's just... I can understand how his father feels too. His own child, who he believed in, lied and broke their promise. And to make matters worse, behind his back, Shibata-kun was pouring his everything into the thing he banned him from. How could a father possibly feel after spending so much time trusting that his son would follow in his footsteps, only to have that dream crushed? Would he praise him? Or... if I found out that my daughter was obsessed with something I didn't know about behind my back, would I be able to keep my cool? I probably couldn't. And then she starts saying things like, I don't want to take a bath with you anymore, Daddy, and don't put my underwear in the same laundry as yours. Gah. Oh, Daddy. Hashida-san, you're going on a bit of a tangent. No, Sauce. When it comes to my daughter, I just... So, what's all of this have to do with Subaru-kun's lecture? It might be nothing. What? I thought maybe there'd be a connection, but perhaps they aren't directly related after all. But, as the father myself, I'm curious about the discord with his old man. However, first things first, we have to do something about the robotics lecture. Not that we have many options. I whip out my Pokécom and pull out one of my contacts. And what are you going to do? Just leave it to me. The robotics lecture event hall is more crowded than it was the day before. And what are we doing here?
What are we doing?
Let's get this over with.
Hey, I want snacks. I can get snacks, right?
I heard there were food coupons. What in the blue blazes is going on? Tsubura-kun says with his head in his hands as he sees a crowd of about 10 bratty kids making a ruckus in the event hall. I thought it would be best for you to get used to dealing with kids if you're going to be lecturing them, and so I had Jin-tan lend me a helping hand.
Sorry. I know my brothers are a bit crazy.
Brothers? All of them your little brothers? Tsubura-kun glances at the 10 or so loud kids running around in the event hall.
I actually have 3 little brothers. The others are students at my dojo.
Oh, I see. I heard that Jin-tan's family runs a karate dojo, and that a bunch of kids gather there to train on certain days of the week. So I asked her last night if she could bring them here today. Children are opportunists, so they won't simply agree to something just because you asked them. That's why I baited them with snacks and food court coupons so they would agree to show up. Tsubura-kun scans the event hall once again and frowns. Hey. This is just... Hey. Who's calling you, Tsubura-kun? Huh? Me? Yeah, you. You must be around 12 years old. Tsubura-kun is clearly uncomfortable with the way the kid is staring at him. What's with you? I'm older than you. That doesn't make you better. You're just you. No, Tsubura-kun. Cool your jets. So what's the deal? Are you your sis's boyfriend or something? Sis? It takes a second for him to recognize the meaning of the word. You mean... Tsubura-kun suddenly gets flustered. No, I'm not!
Toshi, how many times do I have to tell you?
So it's true, huh?
true, huh?
もう
Ugh, Masa.
マサの
You
シモ
too, Shin.
ごめ
I'm
んね
so sorry,
キャタ
honey,
君
Daka-kun.
うちの
Your
弟
brothers are so
失礼なこと
rude.
ばかり言って
Oh, these brats. These children are your little brothers.
そうなの
Yeah, I know they can be snobs, but they mean well, I swear. I hope you can forgive them.
許してあげてね
I see. Subida-kun smiles bitterly as he inches away from the children. I expected as much, but it looks like Subida-kun can't handle children in this age group.
それで
Well, what's the answer?
Huh?
Huh?
だから
I'm asking if you're Sis's boyfriend. Are you deaf? By the way, when I first met them earlier, they never asked me if I was her boyfriend. How rude. I told you earlier, I'm not. Daitoku-senpai and aren't like that.
本当か
Are you sure?
言っとくけど本
I'm
当だ
sorry, but he's telling the
スバル君と
truth.
ジュンちゃんは
Subida-kun's a
部活の
third year
先輩
at
と後輩
school,
って
Jin-chan's a formal club buddy.
なんだ
Okay, fine then.
じゃあいいや
ちょっと待て。
Wait a minute, why are they so
どうして
obedient
安田先輩の話
with
はそう
you?
素直に聞くんだ。
Subida-kun looks frustrated with Jin-tan's little brothers, especially after they usually accept Yashio-kun's words.
だって師匠の
If
言
you
う
say
こ
so,
とだし
master.
師匠
Master? This goes back to when Yashio-kun first visited Jin-tan's house. Her three brothers apparently thought he was going to steal her away their beloved sister. In response, Yashio-kun challenged them to a battle. In KB, that is. Ever since then, they've apparently been addressing Yashio-kun as master. So Yashio-senpai still resolves problems with KB, yeah. Subida-kun's words are laced with disgust, but I don't think I'm the only one that feels like there's a hint of admiration in his voice. At any rate, the little brat started calling Yashio-kun master after he brutally defeated them in KB. And said master is the one who easily clears up the misunderstandings surrounding poor Subida-kun.
そういうわけだから
Anyway,
今日は
who's gonna be your
その人
teacher
が
for
みんなの先
today?
生ね
I'm going to learn a whole
ロボット
bunch
について
about
いろいろ教え
robots.
てもらって
Okay. And look at just those brats.
ほらね
Come on, teach. Hurry it up. I'm listening.
しろ
I'm listening.
Subida-kun frowns sourly at the clear difference in their attitude between him and their master as he takes hold of the agenda he must have spent last night remaking. And as you can see, robots depicted in anime have evolved. What were once super robots have now become real robots. In this case, the term real doesn't necessarily refer to something realistic. The fact that a humanoid machine. Hey, did you guys watch Carmen Rider this week? An immensely popular live-action superhero TV series. In the original series, the protagonist is reconstructed by an evil organization, after which a long battle between him and the organization unfolds. The show is extremely popular among children, receiving multiple different sequel series that are being produced to this very day. And I did, it was so... Well, that's very rude of the dog. Sheesh. Bailey. Hey. Dog. Shut up. Shut up. Stop. Literally. There's nothing to bark at. Annoying ass. I did. It was so cool.
ねえお菓子
Hey, where are the snacks?
After the children leave with snacks in hand, Subida-kun falls to the floor, his head bowed. He had never seen such a perfect oars pose before.
Maybe that was a little high
少し難しかった
level.
かな
and try my best to dumb it down so it'd be easier for children to understand. He included anime-related topics to try and create an easy hook, but it turns out that the topic itself was too complicated for anyone to follow. The girls in particular... I hate when dog. Can you, like, bark somewhere else? I don't know. Or just... Shut up! Why must dog? Seriously, why? Why do dog? Literally did not ask for dog, and yet. As if on cue. And the girls in particular didn't seem to care at all. Many of the women in my life are anime fans and nerds, so I never really considered them special or all that rare. But now that I think about it, I suppose girls like Akitan are pretty unique. And children that came by today didn't seem like they cared much about robots, to be honest. Right. I'm sure the students who come for the robotics lecture will be different. Tsubura-kyun desperately tries to cling on to the shabby lifeline that Yoshio-kyun tossed to him. But... I don't know about that. What? Jintan, why do kids sign up for the robotics lecture?
Most of them sign up from the festival's website. Some of them sign up on the day of.
That means these are kids who are already at the festival and are deciding to check it out as an afterthought, right?
That won't be the case.
At the end of the day, this is the Wazaika Gun Festival. It was originally the annual local gun festival, so it's not all about robots. In other words, not all the children are into robots to begin with, right?
That's right.
Tsubura-kyun hangs his head again in disappointment. He's been going up and down for a while now. It's actually kind of funny to watch. That's why I said this is a losing battle.
Hey, Hidaka-kun.
I'm not capable of teaching anybody anything to begin with, let alone children. This is insane. I give up. Tsubura-kyun suddenly gets up and approaches Jintan. I mean, why do I have to be in charge of the robotics lecture? I'm way more fit to handle the Battle Robots tournament. This is a huge staffing mistake.
Hidaka-kun?
There's still time. Taitoku-senpai, please switch places with me. Heck, I'll even take Yoshio-senpai. Dude, Tsubura-kun, calm down a little. This is humiliating. I suppose elites like Tsubura-kun are way more sensitive than drugs like me. Since they haven't experienced much failure in their lives, they perceive a small tumble to be some kind of fatal mistake. And after such a humiliating experience, they're unable to get back up on their feet. It's a constant downward spiral from there. Unfortunately, I've seen lots of people like this in my lifetime. I don't necessarily believe that Tsubura-kun will end up like them just because of this one failure, but there's no guarantee that he won't either. Tsubura-kun, why do you think no one listened to you this time around? Please don't insult my intelligence. It's because they were uninterested. Even I could tell as much. Then the solution is rather simple.
やるべきことは簡単じゃん。え？
It is.
つまり
It means that you have to first start by getting people interested.
始めなきゃいけないんじゃねってこと。興味？
Interested?
そりゃそうだよ。
I guess that's true.
興味の
No
ない
matter
こと
how
を
much you
どれだ
talk
け言わ
about
れたところ
something,
で
if I'm not interested in the topic to begin with, I wouldn't want to listen.
特に
That may be
子供はそうい
especially
う
true
も
for
のかもしれません
children.
ね。
でしょでしょ。
Exactumundo.
となると
In that case,
ま
it's
ず
clear
スバ
what
ル
you
君
need
が
to
やらなきゃならん
take
こと
care
だ
of
って決まっ
first.
てるじゃん。ロボット
I
に
mean, I have to
興味を
get
持
them
ってもらう
interested in
という
robots.
ことですか。
Tsubura-kyun slowly raises his face after looking down this whole time.
そういうこと。
Bingo.
でも
But children are like animals. They get distracted easily and forget things at the drop of a hat.
そんな連中
How am I ever going to get them to care?
どうすればいいのか。スバル君
Let me
は
ask you a question,
なんでロボット
Tsubura-kyun.
に興味を
Why did you
持った
become interested in robots?
僕
Me?
ですか。
Tsubura-kyun thinks deeply to himself for a moment.
僕は
When we first saw a hobby robot tournament on TV,
最初にテレビ
and
でホビーロボットの大会。
Flashback.
what is it, Subaru? Do you want one of those?
Yeah,
欲し
I
い
want one.
I see. You better be a good boy.
Okay, I'll be good. And I'll study a lot.
Subaru, let me show you something cool.
いいもん。
Something cool.
What do you think this is?
Wow, a robot? You bought me one?
I made a promise, didn't I? I tell you all the time that real men don't break promises, right? Yeah, there. Make sure you take good care of it and build it right.
Okay,
And make sure you don't give up midway through, okay?
わかった。
I got it, I promise. You're a smart kid, Subaru. I'm sure you'll finish this thing in no time.
最初は
Bipedal robots were a dream within a dream
夢
at
のまた
first,
夢で
but the robot he bought me meant so much to me.
買ってもらったロボットはとても大切で。
When Tsubiri-kyun recalls the distant past, he has an almost childlike wonder on his face.
それなのに
Then how did the
どう
gulf
して
between
親
you
子
two
の
get
間
so
に溝ができ
wide?
てしまったん？どうし
How
て
do you know about that? Honestly, Subaru, it's kind of painfully obvious even if Dara didn't talk to Kai about it.
ごめん。
I'm sorry, Subaru-kun.
俺が
I
喋っちゃっ
told
た。
him.
It's
It's not Yashio-kyun's fault. I got curious, so I pushed him until he spilled the
無理やり
beans.
言わせたんだ。
Tsubiri-kyun looks at her faces one at a time, then sighs deeply in resignation.
いえ、
No,
いいんです。
it's okay.
別
It's
に
not like
隠
I
す
have
必
to
要のない
hide
技
it or
術ですから。
anything.
原因は簡
The
単です。
reason is simple.
僕が
I
父さんの
broke the
言いつけを
promise I
守ら
made
ず
with my dad, and
ロ
kept
ボッ
up
ト
with
に
the
実を任していた
robots.
せいです。
Why are you saying beans? Are you okay, Spooky?
漁師になるって。
I told him I would become a
約束したの
fisherman,
に。
not yet.
でも、
But you want to pursue a career in robotics, right? Have you told him that?
パパさんに言ったん？前に一度
Only once, and he vehemently objected.
強く反対されて。
Ah, I see. So you're making a reference, I guess, then, maybe? Or was that just an original joke? Either way, it obviously failed to land. I see what you're trying to do now, though.
それ以降は
Any other times after that?
言っていません。
I never brought it up again. It's a meme, gotcha. See, remember, I live under a rock. I miss a lot of memes and shit.
どうして？
Why not?
もしも
Maybe. What if he says no
食べたって言った
again?
ら
Is he afraid of his father? Yeah. No, that's not it. Our first introduction to this guy was him hitting his son, so no, I think that fear is a reasonable factor. He's afraid of being rejected again. Or maybe being hit again, you know. Afraid of his dreams being rejected. Afraid of his future being rejected. And to him, all of those things mean he himself would be rejected. According to what Yashio-kyun told me, it seems like Subaru-kyun's father finally accepts the idea that his son is into robots and will be going forward. But on the off chance Subaru-kyun brings it up again and his father rejects him, the wedge driven between the two of them will be permanent. Maybe it's the fear of this happening that's causing Subaru-kyun to freeze in place. So how does his old man feel about this?
結局
In the end of the day,
僕は
I'm
怖いんで
scared.
す
I'm afraid of confronting him again.
父さんともう一度向き合うのが
It's not easy to confront someone face to face, even when that person is a member of your own family. But
それは
maybe your
パ
father
パさ
feels
ん
the
も
same
同じな
way.
んじゃないかな
Huh?
年を取る
As
と
they've
分かる
gotten
んだけ
older,
どさ
I've realized something.
人っていく
No
ら
matter
年
how
を
old
取って
people
大人
get,
になったよう
no matter
で
how much they seem like
心
they've
の中
matured,
は若い
deep
頃と
inside,
そう
they're pretty
変わん
much
な
the
いんだ
same
よ
as when
ね
they were young.
誰かと結婚
You can get
して親
married,
になって
become a
いなくて
mother or a
も
father, and act
心
tough,
の中は
but people
そんな
really
に
don't
簡単
grow
には
up that
成長し
quickly
な
or
いし
easily.
ましてや達観なんてできやしない
And they struggle and do everything they can to play the role as a parent. Everything they can to play the role as a parent. Your kid calls you daddy when they're little, but when they eventually grow older and start to develop an ego of their own, they become their own person. At that point, you start to question, what is he thinking right now? Does he hate me? All kinds of things. One day, your old man discovered that you decided to walk down a different path than him. The little boy who said he wanted to be just like dad was no more. That must have terrified him too. All of a sudden, he found himself not knowing how you felt about him. And knowing something like that is a terrifying thing, friendo.
父さんが
That is afraid of
僕を
me.
怖がってる
You said it's scary to talk to, right? Those sorts of people are usually the most scared on the inside. He can't get the words out because he's scared. He can't ask you, what do you want for yourself in the future? Dad. Subaru-kyun. You have to try to understand them one more time. That goes for your father. And the kids that come to the robotics lecture as well.
子供た
And
ち
the
も
kids. Yep. It all comes from the same place.
どっちも同じことなんだよ多分
Quite frankly, I'm shocked. Nishio-kyun utters after we part ways with Subaru-kyun and Jintan. I'm shocked too. I didn't think Subaru-kyun would listen to what I had to say like that. But,
まあ
well, I think Subaru-kyun was pretty bummed about all of this. Maybe that's why he was so willing to listen this time around. People are more or less honest when they're feeling vulnerable. Especially kids like Subaru-kyun who have never known failure.
違うよ
And that's not
俺
what I
の
meant,
驚いたって言ったのは
Hashida-san.
橋田さん
You're the one that shocked me. Me?
スバル君
You caught me
の
off
気持
guard.
ち
I didn't think you understood Subaru-kun's father's feelings like that. Sounded pretty accurate, didn't I? Yashio-kyun stops walking and shoots me a surprised look.
もしかして
And don't tell me you just pulled that out of thin air. Of course I did. My daughter's still little. How would I know what it feels like to have a child that age?
親の気持ちなんてわかるわけないじゃん。
In fact, I took those lines from my favorite eroge. I've learned everything important there is to know about life from eroge, by the way.
感心した
I
俺
feel
が
like an
バカだ
idiot now. Hashida-san's words repeat in my head. All of a sudden, he found himself not knowing how you felt about him. Not knowing something like that is a terrifying thing, friendo.
怖いことなんだ。怖いから
He can't get the words out because he's scared.
言い出せな
He
い子
can't
い
ask
る
you, what do you want for yourself in the
どうする
future?
つもりなのかって。
怖い
Dad, scared of me.
父さんが僕のことを
My father is the absolute authority in my life. He is always strict, dignified, and unwavering. How could he, of all people, ever be scared of me? But,
スバル君はさ
Subaru-kun, you have to try to understand them one more
理解しよう
time.
としなきゃ
That
いけない
goes for your
んだよ。
father.
パパさんのこと。
Did I ever try to understand my father? I always felt like he could never understand what I was going through. But maybe I was the one who was holed up in fear, unwilling to consider how Dad felt. What if Hashida-san said is true?
僕は
No, if what? I... I go to the living room and make eye contact with my father, who just happened to stand up. Judging by the time, he's probably about to go sleep.
父さん
Dad. I want to pursue a career in robotics. Will you forgive me?
どうした
What's wrong?
いや
No, it's
なんでもない
nothing.
そうか
I see. Damn, so close. The man of few words heads to his bedroom
まただ
and did it again.
結局また何も
Couldn't
言え
say
なかった
anything. All the times that I've avoided communicating with my father weigh heavily on my lips.
父さん
He's lost some weight.
少し痩せたな
Dad's back has gotten smaller than I thought. And realizing that makes me feel a little bit sad.
やっぱさ、
You know,
ヒーロー
I
だ
still
と
think
思う
heroes are the way
ね
to go.
Nakitan says as she places her food down on the table. Today, Subaru-kun came to us expressing that he wants to give this robotics lecture thing another shot. Yoshi-kun is here with me too. Nakitan's comment came as the three of us were in the middle of discussing things over lunch at the food court.
いきなり何なんです
What
か
about
その
heroes, Sanemiya-senpai?
あれ
Er,
子供が興味を
weren't you
持つ
talking
もの
about
は
things
何
that
か
could
って
grab a
話を
kid's
してたんじゃ
attention?
ないの
Sounds like she overheard our conversation.
ごめん飽き
I'm
た
sorry,
もう
Yaki-chan.
一回
Can you
言ってくれ
repeat
な
what
い
you just said?
だから
I said heroes. Don't kids
あ
around
のくら
that
いの
age like
年の子が好き
heroes?
なものって言えばヒーローじゃないほら
Like, Tanegashima is pretty popular with the kids, right?
Tanegashima is the local Sentai hero series that I caught on TV in my hotel the other day. Considering they do shows at public events and even have merch, they must be pretty popular around these parts.
ヒーローね
Heroes, huh? Hire Yusutai done. But to teach robotics, I don't think anyone in Yusutai is qualified. Yoshio-kun says before delivering a spoonful of curry and rice into his mouth. Curry rice.
っていうか
Wait,
何これ
what is this?
なんで
Why is
甘
it
い
so
の
sweet?
No, I tried putting all those sweet potatoes in it instead of regular potatoes. How is it? I made it especially for you, Kai.
特別メニュー
sweet potatoes instead of regular potatoes in curry. I definitely give it a try, but I don't know how to feel about that. If it turns out good, I'm thinking about asking the manager to add it to the menu. Those sweet potatoes are fine and all, but these are dried, aren't they? Yeah. I felt like the sweetness would be more concentrated that way. I'd maybe not tell the manager about this. You think that would be good with really spicy curry? Yeah. Maybe not dried though. Akiho. After seeing Yashio-kun's reaction, a look of disappointment washes over Akitan's face. Alright. I thought it'd turn out good. Have you considered not drying the potatoes? Despite his complaints, Yashio-kun completely clears the plate. I can tell he's trying to be considerate. But for now, more importantly. That might work. It really won't. The flavor of dried potatoes doesn't mesh well with the curry. I wasn't talking about that. Then what are you talking about? The hero thing, you do. Nah, that. But isn't it mostly boys that are into hero stuff? Tisk. You're too green, fair child. If you've been watching the Sunday morning shows for the past decade or so, it's common sense that girls like fighting heroines too. Yeah, magical girls. I also liked them when I was little. Nikita nods in full agreement. Sunday morning shows? What are those? Beats me. Jeez, why are these boys so disappointing? Anyway, like Akitan said, kids love heroes and heroines, so you should definitely consider that angle. But what exactly are we going to do? Bring in a guest or something? We don't have the budget for that kind of... Oh, super cute. Ever the daydreamer. I'm not daydreaming anything. When I start poking at Subura-kun's side with my elbow, he doesn't even try to hide the annoyed look on his face as he swipes my arm away. What a buzzkill. You say that, but I know. I pull out my Pokécom from my pocket, boot up an app, and show my screen to Subura-kun and the others who adjust their doubtful gazes accordingly. This is... By the blessings of the Seven Sisters, I descend to Earth from 400 light years away. I am... Mr. Pallades! Yeah, I saw that coming too, Peachy. Pallades, a star cluster located near Aldebaran, the first magnitude star of Taurus. In Japan, the Pleiades star cluster is also called the Subaru. Its name refers to the 7 Pleiades sisters of Greek mythology. What about the text box? I'll wait. The names of the people speaking. Yeah, because it's Mr. Pallades from the video that Daru is playing. But then Akiho said it with him. Subaru here is dumbfounded. He hasn't said anything. What? Hashida-san, how do you have that? As Subaru-kun turns red and tries to take my Pokécom away, I laugh audaciously and duck away from his hands. Hehehe, you must never underestimate how wide my web of information is. Well, that's awesome. In reality, I simply had Jintan tell me where it was. What does Mr. Pallades have to do with the robotics lecture? Huh? Are you being serious right now? Are you really that slow? Well, excuse me for being slow. Sounds like he really doesn't get it. I glance at Akitan, who similarly seems lost. Only one person here is actually caught on. I'm saying we should put on a hero show with Mr. Palladius as the main hero, eh? Well, hero show, a live show for kids that features action heroes and special effects. Most of them are performed on the rooftops of department stores or inside large shopping malls. Mr. Palladius. Hero show? That's right, bingo! Oh, I'm getting pumped! You've gotta be kidding me. The Subaru and Akitan yell completely different things simultaneously. And why should I have to get on stage and act like some kind of children's attraction? Who's gonna tell him that he's doing the children's attraction? Cause you're not acting like one, you are one. Now this is really absurd. I object.
Why? Mr. Palladius is gonna be a hero. That's gonna be awesome. The kids will love it.
That's not the issue. Mr. Palladius wasn't created to be a character in a stage show. Then what was he for? He's the mask which I used to live from the shadows.
That sounds even more like a hero.
Please keep your mouth shut, Sonomiya-senpai. Nagitan lowers her shoulders after Subikyun shoots her down with authority. And I personally think this is a good idea. What? Yashi-senpai, what are you saying? You gotta find a way to keep the kids interested, right? Like, folks do hero shows at malls to draw customers. I don't think that's such a bad idea. I know, right? But Subikyun's morale is low after taking fire from an unexpected direction. Mr. Palladius becomes a hero of justice and faces off against an evil organization. The outcomes of the hobby robots. The children will definitely get hooked. And of course, all of the lecture business after that is on you, Subikyun. Still, not a bad starting point, right? You pulled this out of nowhere, but it's starting to feel like a pretty solid idea. Yeah, I really am a genius. And that's all fine in theory, but I doubt it's going to be that simple. But plus, hero shows at malls work because they feature heroes that everyone is familiar with. No one knows about Mr. Palladius. You'll be fine. That's when a loud voice suddenly explodes from behind us. We turn around to find a huge man standing there triumphantly. Nagafukata-san. You overheard everything. That's an interesting idea. Wait a second. We haven't decided on anything. Mr. Palladius is against an evil organization. We make this a big show and become one of the festival's main attractions. And everyone will be happy. My kids will be happy. And I'll be happy. Mashida-san, you're the best. And I know, right? But I won't be happy. And then we'll just have to make it so you're happy too. How so? You gotta figure that out for yourself, pal. Let's just... This is getting exciting. Poor Subaru, indeed. Hey, wait a minute! Mr. Candy walks away while laughing loudly. He clearly doesn't hear a word of what Subaru is trying to say to him. As for the man of the hour... It's over. Once that man starts something, there's no turning back. He again falls to his hands and knees and hangs his head low.
Come on, you don't have to cut that depressed.
Seriously, you're actually really in the zone when you're Mr. Pallades Subaru. I honestly think this could work out for you. It's easy for you to say that when it's not your problem to deal with. Subaru maintains his depressed pose for a bit, but eventually gets up sluggishly and turns his back to us.
Subaru, where are you going?
I'm going home for today.
今日は
That's
帰ります
fair. I could feel the sorrowful auras surrounding him from just looking at his back. Now then.
Huh?
どこか
Going
行く
somewhere,
の
Kai?
かい
There's no use hanging around here by ourselves. I gotta go home and get some studying done.
No, then...
Is that who I think it is? Look in the direction of Yashio-kyun's fingertip to find. Isn't that Subaru-kyun's dad?
パパさんだよね。
There's no mistaking it. I'd recognize that tough-looking face anywhere. What's he doing here? I mean, wouldn't he be here for the festival? In fact, he's looking at the festival map right now. He must have a destination in mind. Well, isn't that the direction of... Yeah, let's go. As Yoshio-kyun runs off, I follow closely behind him.
Wait, Kai.
Sorry, Aki-tan. I think Aki-chan was about to say something. I wonder what it was. I hope they paid for their food.
さあね。
Who knows? That's for you to think about on your own. I feel for you, Aki-tan. I really do. Yoshio-kyun suddenly stops in his tracks. And this route leads to... Yep. Subaru-kyun's old man is making his way to... the Robotics lecture venue. That's right. The very place where Subaru-kyun will be teaching children about robots in a few days. His father stands still and gazes out the venue. Because his back is turned to us, you have no way of knowing what sort of face he's making.
あの
Hashira-san. I decided to approach the older man directly. He immediately turns around, surprised by my sudden approach from behind. You're...
どうも。
Hello, my name is Hashida. After seeing Yashio-kyun off to my side politely bow to him, Subaru-kyun's father's eyes widen in surprise even more.
こんなとこで
What are
何
you
してたん
doing
です
here? Nothing. I just happened to be passing through. Passing through, eh? He was most definitely trying to find this place on the map. Like father, like son. They're both stubborn and insincere. Anyway, you have business with me or something?
いや、
No, nothing
別に
too
用ってわけじゃ
important.
ないんですけどね。
I see, then. I hurriedly stop Subaru-kyun's father as he tries to hastily make an exit.
ちょい
Oh,
待ち
hold on. No.
そう
No reason to be
ず
so
れて
cold. It must be some work of fate that we ran into each other like this. Can we chat for a little bit?
話でもいかが
I have nothing to talk about with you.
まあそ
No,
れ
come
言わ
on,
んと
don't say that. After standing directly in front of him, he frowns slightly, and eventually lowers his shoulders in defeat. Keep it short. We find a nearby bench and plant ourselves down there.
話っつうのは
It's about
まあス
Subaru-kyun.
バルキュンのことなんですけどね。
I managed to bring up the issue, but I don't know where to steer this ship next. While contemplating my next move, Yashio-kyun steps in and makes the magic happen.
スバル君のこと
You're worried about
気になっ
Subaru-kyun,
てたんで
aren't
すよ
you?
ね。気になってたか
You
ら
came here because you're worried
What
about
are you
him,
doing?
right? The older man keeps looking ahead without responding. At the end of his gaze is a close-knit looking family, happily walking together.
去年のあの時のこと
You still bothered by what happened last year? I don't know the deets of what happened back then. But whatever it was, based on the painful expression that formed on his face the moment Yoshio-kyun mentioned it, I could tell that this is the wedge that's been driven between him and Subaru-kyun.
気にしてるなら
If it bothers you so
その気持
much,
ちを
you should talk to
スバル君にそのま
Subaru-kyun
ま
about
伝え
your
ればいい
feelings.
男
How
が
could a man just... He mumbles.
男
Why
が
could a man
一つ
just
に
go
した
back
こと
on
を
his word?
取り消せるか
Pride. It's only natural for a man to honor his own pride. It's embarrassing to walk with something back as if it was nothing. A generation ago, in our father's time, these types of people were common. I was born at the tail end of that generation, so I can just barely understand the feeling. But I imagine it's probably pretty tough for kids these days to wrap their heads around that kind of thing.
でもく
But
だら
that
ない
sort
意
of
地でしょ
pride is worthless. Flustered after hearing Yoshio-kyun's careless remark, I quickly look at Subaru-kyun's old man's face. I figured he might get upset, but...
くだらないか
Worthless, huh? You
そ
may
う
be
かもしれん
right.
な
He says, still looking forward with sorrowful eyes. The family from earlier isn't here anymore.
一つ聞いて
Can
も
I
いいです
ask
か
you something?
あ
What is
なん
it?
だ
どうして
Why
ス
did
バ
you
ル
want
君
to
を
train
漁師にしたいと
Subaru-kyun to
思ったん
become
で
a
すか
fisherman? Subaru-kyun's aspirations for the future are at the root of the deep trench between him and his father. In that sense, Yoshio-kyun's question is perfectly appropriate. But will he respond to such a personal question? That doubt ends up being for naught.
あいつが
He...
スバル
When
がまだ
Subaru
小
was
さか
still
った時
small, he told me
言ったんだよ大きく
that
なった
he
ら
wanted to become a fisherman,
お父さん
like
み
his
たい
old
な
man.
漁師になるってな
A child's dream. His words must have been sincere. He must have really felt that way at the time. It must have given his old man so much joy to hear his son say that, and all kinds of great expectations and dreams must have been born out of that joy. But children grow up, and as they grow up, their world expands past their home and family. All of a sudden, they're being exposed to unfamiliar things and ideas. They start socializing with more people. Their interests change and develop. Their vision for the future changes.
もしかしたら
I
俺は
guess maybe I
置いてい
felt
か
like
れ
he
ると
was
思っ
leaving
て
me
たのかな
behind.
あいつに
You know, you weren't expecting Subaru to be one to have a lot of the feelsy family plotline, but you're definitely not upset about it. I mean, it makes sense because his family issues weren't resolved in the first game. Parents are forever chasing after the shadow of their young child. Maybe that's what it means to be a parent. Perhaps he felt like the love Subaru-kyun had for him would be stolen away by robots.
大事なのは
But you need is an opportunity.
きっかけ
What do you mean?
スバル君
Both Subaru-kyun and his father have been at odds for so long that they can't talk to each other openly, right? So if they just had the opportunity to talk, I think they could reclaim some of the time they lost between each other.
僕は思うんだけどさ
That fated incident earlier this year should have been that chance. But they let it slip past them. And that lost opportunity created another huge wall between the two of them. But it's not as though there aren't more chances. We can create as many as are necessary. At least, I believe so.
ちょっといいですか
Do you have a moment? Yoshio-kyun asks as he stands up, looking like he's been thinking about something.
一緒に来てもらいたいところ
There's
が
somewhere
あ
I
るん
want
です
to
けど
bring you.
着きました
We're here. Since Yoshio-kyun came on his scooter and Subaru-kyun's father rode on his light truck, we all loaded up in my rental car and headed to...
ここは
Is this the old Tanegashima airport? That's right. So, what are we doing at an old airport?
ここはね、
This is where it
俺
all
たちロボ部
happened.
がガン
This
スを
is
作
where
る
our
のに
robotics
使ってた
club
んだよ
built gun build. I believe that's the name of the giant robot that the CT Robotics Club built. If I remember correctly, the Let's Build a Life-Size Gun Barrel project. Nishio walks ahead of us along a large paved path. It looks a lot like a runway. And waiting for us at the end of that path,
格納庫
the hangar.
しばらくは
We
使って
haven't
ない
used
け
it
ど
in a
ね。
while, though.
ちょっと待ってて。
Wait here. Nishio opens the door to the hangar and heads in. It's too dark inside for us to tell what the place looks like from where we are.
多分この
It
辺
should
り
be around here somewhere. Nishio fishes around the hangar for a while, but he eventually raises his voice.
あったあった。
Found it. Nishio exits the building covered in dust. He has something in his hand. As soon as Kyun's father sees what it is, his expression changes.
それは
Nuts.
うんうん
Uh-huh.
パパ
Daddy will be
もう
home
ちょっと
soon,
したら
okay?
帰り待ちからねお土産
I'll bring
いっ
back
ぱい持っ
lots
て
of
帰るから
souvenirs, so you
そ
be
れ
a
までいい
good
子に
girl.
してるんでちゅよ
After getting to speak to my lovely daughter for the first time in a while, I lay down with a warm feeling in my chest. As long as we keep communicating like this, our relationship will stay healthy. I hope. Right, that's how it's supposed to work. There's no way my daughter would one day start ignoring me. What did you do today? Who did you play with and what did you learn? As long as we keep communicating like this, I can watch my little girl's world expand without having to feel lonely. At the end of the day, the current state of Subaru Kyun and his father's relationship is the end result of a lack of communication. The two didn't have any time to come to understand each other. If so,
はあ
I'm such a nice guy. There's no reason for me to go this
そんなこと
far.
までする必要ないんだけどさ
But I'm already all aboard this train. I've got no choice but to ride it all the way to the last station. Please. I'm going to cry if the game's broken. I swear to God. Please. No. 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 Everything was going so well. God damn it. I don't remember when I last saved. I should be able to just load from the days, I think, because autosave, but... F indeed. Oof. Some fucking tea, let's go. I actually think I might make myself some tea eventually. Before the end of stream. So I'll have some tea to sip on. Well, Neat. Okay, cool.
やっぱさヒーローだと思うんだよね
I could have just loaded from the very get-go when I was having issues with Rao. Anyways. Noted. Thumbs up. Yay, autosave.
You know, I still think heroes are the way to go.
Lucky-tan says as she places our food down on the table. Today, Subari-kun came to us expressing that he wants to give this robotics lecture thing another shot. Nashio-kun is here with me too. Wait, no, this isn't the next day. Okay, hang
い
on.
きなり何なんですか、瀬宮先輩。
Okay. That's what I get for not recognizing things. I don't know.
スバル君の
Nope. Let me double check I don't have a save that's like, yeah, no, I do not. Okay, that's what I thought.
ことを
Just in case. Nope. Okay. Well, this is what's gonna be. How many times do you think it will take till we actually break it through? Place your bets now. Man, the game's even struggling to close normally. Like I have to hit stop on Steam. And I'll just wait to share the game screen again until we actually make it in. So how's everyone doing? Ah, it worked. Now to restart the day. But we got in, yippee! That I'm surprised in a nice way that that didn't end up being more of a pain.
In the end, the monster has to grow huge and do battle with a giant robot.
A giant robot? That's impossible, lol.
Aw, come on. That's a staple of hero shows.
Nice toy manufacturers, bro. What if the enemy monster gets horny for Mr. Pallades?
Excuse me?
The Americans would love to see Mr. Pallades get all wrapped up in tentacles.
You're the only one that wants to see that, Fraubo.
Enter Yoshi-senpai and his love for Pallades.
Why does Kai show up all of a sudden?
Hey, is it really safe to leave the hero show script to these two? You're probably... It's say let Akitan and Frautan write the hero show itself. From making it a BL hero show, of course. And they could have done it, but I just can't get motivated when the main characters do. I mean, I figured it'd be better to let them handle it themselves.
We definitely need the hero to get backed into a corner at least once.
But back into a corner, you say?
Yeah, might as well have a bunch of enemies beat him up.
But Press Senpai, not bad. What a monster. I thought they might have been too busy for this, but clearly I was wrong. They seem to be having a blast. Is everything okay on your end? Not really. Because of the hero show, I've been busy arranging a whole bunch of things. I have to talk with Mr. Candy about the budget later on too. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff, but since I'm the one who proposed this, I've got no room for complaints. And you should hurry up and go see Mr. Candy. There's something important I need to do before that. Tomorrow? Replies Subaru-kun with a frown. He's currently groaning at the agenda in his hand. His father made the exact same face. Like father, like son. Maybe that's why they're at odds with each other. Isn't it obvious? I don't have time for anything like that. Come on, you're just gonna sit there and groan the whole time anyway. You might as well hang out with us for a bit. Where are we going exactly? If you could tell me that, I'll reconsider. Do you really want to know? I mean, yes. Okay, but it's a secret. Calm down, Subaru-kun. Ashida-san, don't tease him. Zaz. When I see a kid this serious, I can't help but want to tease him. Fair. Subaru-kun, consider this a favor. Just for a little bit, please. You too, senpai. What are you guys plotting? You'll know if you come. Come on, please. Whoa, cut it out. Subaru-kun grows frustrated upon seeing Yashio-kun bow his head down. Fine. If you insist, senpai. So you're coming? Just for a little bit. Only 4 minutes. Alright, you'll be fine. You'll be able to head home whenever you want. Is it okay to say that? You'll be fine. If I told him the truth, he would never agree to show up. Sure, but... you have to be forceful with kids like him, otherwise they'll never change. Jeez, kids can be tough nuts to crack.
Hashida-san, there you are. I was looking for you.
Oh.
Mr. President's waiting for you.
Roger that. Anyway, Yashio-kun, I'll see you tomorrow. Huh? I'm coming too. You're kidding, right? Of course I'm not. Things are only become reality upon being observed. And you're the observer. Many thanks. Hey, wait. Man is gone. I blankly stare as Hashida-san's titanic body runs off when Juno approaches me.
How's Hidaka-kun doing? Do you think he'll make it?
Beats me. It's all up to those two.
Those two?
And Subaru-kun and his old man.
Hidaka-kun's father? Is he going to run the lecture?
No way. What made you think that?
Huh? Aren't we talking about the robotics lecture?
Which is right. This all started because you were talking about looking after Subaru's robotics lecture. And then at some point, it suddenly became about him and his old man. Why does Hashida-san care so much about Subaru's family issues? Heck, he shouldn't even care about whether the robotics lecture goes well or not. You're just trying to get both things to go smoothly. Is he just being a nice guy, or is he... And anyway, why the heck am I hanging out with Hashida-san like this every day? Never mind. I don't care about Hashida-san.
What's up, Yashio-kun? Did something good happen to you?
What?
You've had this happy look on your face for a while now.
You're seeing things, Jun-chan.
I don't know about that.
Boats! Oh, are they going fishing together? Let's go. I'm dead tired. I glance over at the clock. It's 5 in the morning. Oof. Tanegashima is located farther west in Tokyo, so the sun rises later. Things have just started to brighten up.
眠そうだ
I
ね
look sleepy. I didn't get much shut-eye. Well, I slept about 2 hours last night.
今日この時間
Aren't
に
you the one that scheduled this little meetup? I don't normally go to sleep early. I can't just randomly go to sleep whenever I want, noob. I was able to pull all-nighters back when I was younger, but my body can't keep up with that sort of thing nowadays. On the flip side, Yoshio-kun seems to be just fine. Youth is a treasure. I almost stayed in bed to let Yoshio-kun deal with everything today, but since I was the one that chose the meeting time, I couldn't let this slide.
それにしても
Tsubura-kun's running late. Is he even going to show up? He'll be fine, given his personality. Once he says he'll do something, he'll... Oh. Mid-speech, I caught sight of the figure of a young man walking toward us. Top of the morning! Good morning. Unlike me, Tsubura-kun's face shows no sign of exhaustion as he looks around the area. So, where are we up this early in the morning? You'll know in a little bit. And so we hear the sound of a small truck engine. It's almost like it was waiting for my line. Huh? Tsubura-kun looks in the direction of the sound and gasps quietly. The light truck comes closer to us and parks on the side of the road. An older gentleman steps out of it. That... why? Let's go. Huh? Go where? Just come and you'll find out. Tsubura-kun is dumbfounded at the sight of his father. He gets back into his truck without saying much. Eventually, perhaps after stealing his resolve, Tsubura follows him into the truck. Well then, shall we get going too?
本当に俺
We're
たちも
really going with them? And of course we are. What's the point of waking up this early if we're just gonna go home? Fair.
いや
Sure,
俺
but
そういうのちょっ
I'm
と
not really... I shove the complaining Yoshio-kun into my car and follow behind the truck. An hour later. Lo and behold. We're at sea. Hey, hold on tight over there. Yes, sir. Whoa. And that's what happens when you don't brace yourself with both feet. Gee whiz. Work your hands if you're gonna work your mouth. Says.
あのさ
Hey, can you explain why we have to participate in this?
なんないの
I know, right? This is definitely not what I had planned. My plan was for Tsubura-kun and his father to go out fishing together so they could have some bonding time while Yoshio-kun and I watched from afar. But Tsubura-kun's old man is relentless. The second we got out to sea, he started going after us just as hard as he does his son, maybe even worse. And so here we are. Tsubura-kun's father suddenly puts out the fishing nets and we've been helping. I thought they'd engage in an intimate father-to-son conversation over some light fishing, but the fishing stays the primary focus the entire time.
親父さんには
Did he
ちゃん
tell
と
his
言ったんだ
father about your plan? Of course I did. I told them that they should talk to each other and come to an understanding. And look where that ended up. Hey, less talking, more working. Okay. Why does it shake so much? I guess this is what it feels like to not have your feet on the ground. Especially now that we're offshore. The turbulence is more extreme. It feels like we're twisting and turning all over the place. And thanks to that, the bread I ate from the convenience store prior to coming here is gone one hell of a journey through my stomach. I may have underestimated the ocean a little bit.
大丈夫？
Are you
顔色悪い
okay?
んじゃない？
You're looking pale.
大丈夫
I'm not
じゃない
okay.
かもう
Hey, city
お前の人間は
slicker.
だらしがねえな。
Or, heh, city slicker.
やしお
Are you
き
okay
は
with this Yoshio cute?
俺はほら、
Well, I'm no
都会の
city
人間
boy.
じゃないからさ。
No, please. It's not like country folks are all used to the open ocean. No,
やば
no, I
ダメかも
can't.
吐くなら海に
If you're going to throw up in the
船内に
water.
余計なもん
Don't you dare do it inside the boat. Before I can get a word out, I run over to the side of the boat and lean my upper body overboard. Just the pants of the sunset. Or sunrise, I guess. The world is shaking. Both Earth and Steel are thought to be rock solid. When observed over a long period of time, even they flow like water. Maybe now that I'm drifting and rocking like this, I've become one with the world. I glance over to see Subarukyun's profile. He's standing right next to me. Is he worried about me? This is my first thought, but I quickly notice that he's looking in a completely different direction, paying no mind to me. I follow his gaze, not the end of it. He's a man of the sea, guiding the nets while beads of sweat roll down his forehead. Dad. Every morning before daybreak, this man has been coming out to sea to support his family, awkward as he may be. What does Subarukyun see in his father's back right now? Reverence, awe, or perhaps... All I did was watch his back.
子供の頃は
When I was little.
子供の頃
When I
の
was
僕は
little, I wanted to become a
漁師になりたか
fisherman
った
every single day. My father would go out fishing before sunrise and come back home in the afternoon. Once home, he'd go out drinking with his neighborhood fishing buddies and go to sleep by sundown. We barely ever crossed paths because of the way he lived his life. Still,
僕は
I wanted to be
父さんみ
like
たいに
Dad.
なりたかったんだ
Yes. And that feeling was genuine. At the time, I really felt, from the bottom of my heart, that I wanted to become a fisherman like Dad. That's just how broad his back looked to me. Broad and reliable, but also scary. Nah.
スバルは
Look at this
大きくなったら
dweeb.
何になりたい？
What do you want to be when you grow up, Subaru?
漁師
A fisherman.
僕
I want to be just like you, Dad.
父さんみたい
I
に
want
漁
to
師に
become
な
a
りたい
fisherman just like you, Dad.
そうか、
That's right, a fisherman, eh? That means your old man's gonna work extra hard so the two of us can go fishing together when we get older. Of course, he's always been a nerd. Have you seen this kid? I'll never forget how happy he looked when he said that to me. On that day.
スバル、
Subaru,
いいもの
let me
見せ
show
て
you
やろうか。
something cool.
いいもの
Something cool?
こいつ、
What do you
なんだ
think
と
this is? My father wore a bashful smile on his tanned face as he handed me a large box. It was the robot building kit that I had always wanted. It wasn't a bipedal model. Those were expensive back then. It was a quadrupedal, the animal type. But even then, I was so happy. It wasn't just that he got me a robot. It was that he got me a present. That in and of itself was enough to put me in high spirits.
まあ、頭
You're
のい
a
い
smart
ス
kid,
バルなら
Subaru.
こんなの
I'm sure you'll finish this thing in no time. Hey, Dad, let's build it together.
何
What? With me? Look, your older man's not even very good at that sort of thing.
ねえいいでしょ
Come on, pretty please?
仕方ない
Alright.
ど
How does this work?
ここはどうなってんだ
見せて見せて
Let me see, this
ね
goes here.
そこはね
See,
やっぱり
I'm not
父さん
very
は
good at
こう
this
いうのは
kind
向
of
いてない
thing.
な
That day. Dad wore a bright smile on his face as we built the robot together.
そうだ。
That's right. That's why
だから僕はますますロボットが
That's
好き
why I
になっ
fell
ていった
more
ん
and
だ。
more in love with robots.
父さんが嬉しそう
It
に
was
笑ってくれ
because he
るか
looked so happy.
ら。だから
If I built robots, I'd be able to make my father happy. Eventually, my desire to become a fisherman faded away and was replaced by my dream to build robots. But even as I started building robots, Dad gradually stopped smiling. I thought that if I made more impressive robots, maybe he'd smile again. But the harder I worked on them, the less happy he became.
僕
I want to be just like you, Dad. Dad. That wasn't a lie. I really wanted to be like you. But now, right now,
父さん
Dad. Despite calling out to him, he doesn't turn around. He stays focused on his nuts. But I continue speaking nonetheless.
父さん
Dad,
ごめん
I'm sorry.
ごめん
I'm so sorry, Dad.
やっぱり僕は
But I still love
ロボッ
robots.
トが好きだ。だから
That's why
僕は
I...
スバル君
Subaru-kun. Well, Hashida-san lies on the side like a dead sea lion. Subaru silently watches his father's back. I have no clue what's going on in his mind right now. Is he thinking about his childhood? His future? Subaru keeps watching his father's... Subaru keeps watching his father guide the fishing nets. Then finally...
父さん
Dad. He resolutely calls out to him. But his father just keeps tending to the nets. He must have heard him. Even I heard him. There's no way his ears are that bad.
父さん
Dad, I'm
ご
sorry.
めん
I'm so sorry,
父さん
Dad. Subaru yells again with everything he has.
漁師が
It's not that I
Yeah,
hate
no,
fishermen. It's not that I don't want to be
父
like
さん
you
みたいになりたいっ
anymore.
てそう思う。それでもやっぱ
But
り僕
I
は
still love robots.
僕はロボットが好きだ。
Subaru yells his heart out. Everything he could never say. Everything he wanted to say. He screams it all out.
だから
That's why
僕は
Even then, Subaru's father shows no sign of facing his son and saying something kind or understanding. His father's back is turned against him, speechlessly.
いいから手伝え
Whatever. Just come help me. The man says,
父さん
Dad,
網を引
I'm
くのを
telling you
手
to help
伝
me
えと
pull
言
the
ってるんだ
nets.
Oh.
No. Okay. For someone like me with very little life experience, I can't wrap my head around his response.
何してる
What are you doing?
本当の
You
こと
too.
え
Huh?
もしかして
Me?
俺も
よしおきゅん
Godspeed, Yoshio-kyun.
二人ともだ
I mean the both of you.
マジ
Are you
Ska.
serious? And so we pulled nets for the rest of the day, confusion lingering in our hearts.
おかしい
This is weird.
どうしてこう
How
な
did
った
this happen? The plan was for the two of them to work together on the boat and learn the importance of acknowledging one another, thereby deepening their familial love. And if things went well, they would have returned to shore as close as could be. Then they'd take a bath together, wash each other's backs, and reclaim the time that they'd lost. So why did it turn out like this?
スバル君
What?
やっぱりいいって
Subaru-kun, this is too much.
今さら遠慮しない
There's no reason to hesitate at this point.
そうは言うけ
Yeah,
どさ
but... Why has it come to this?
すみません
I'm sorry, you know, for making you tag along for this.
別にいいよ
Don't mind.
たまにはいい
Everybody
気
needs a
分で
breather every once in a while. And the fishing itself went pretty well. Having said that, since this was my first time, I didn't know if he really had a good catch or not. But it wasn't a total bust. Subaru-kyun's father seemed pretty satisfied with it, so it couldn't have been all bad. After fishing, we took the catch and went back to Subaru-kyun's place. And what was waiting for us there was a hot bath. Much appreciated after getting sticky in all that seawater. We were discussing who should go first, but none of that ended up mattering. Subaru's old man insisted we all go in together. I totally get Yoshio-kun and Subaru-kun getting in together. They're both high school buddies who have spent countless hours together. They always have a lot of catching up to do. But do I really belong with them? My attempt at persuading Subaru's father otherwise ended up in failure, so here I am. I admire you, Yoshio-senpai. Seriously?
ちゃんと
And you found what you want to do and you're taking necessary steps to make it a reality. That's incredible.
俺なんて
No.
卒業
Yeah,
する頃
well,
に
it took me right up until graduation to figure that out.
俺に比べれば
Compared to me, you're way more incredible for finding out what you want to do so early in
本当
life.
にいいんじゃない
僕こそ
But I'm a coward for being too afraid of the wall in front
目
of
の前
me.
の壁を
I've been stuck in place this whole time.
臆病者ですよそれに
Besides, I don't think it's ever too early or too late to pursue
早い
your
遅いはない
dreams.
と思いますヤシオ先輩は
Yoshio-senpai, you're moving forward as you
しっかり前を向い
speak,
て歩いている
and that should be enough.
それだけ
Subaru-kun.
だから僕は
That's
そんな
why
先
I...
輩のことを
Huh?
やっぱ
I
り
knew it. You haven't realized my true feelings.
僕の気持ち
Feelings? Do you
もしか
mean...
して
Yoshio-senpai, you have such a broad back.
ちょ
Gosh, Subaru-kun, what are you doing?
どこ
What am I doing? Isn't it obvious? No, don't touch me.
あらめ
ちょっと
Excuse me,
橋田さん
Hashida-san.
あなたはさっきから
What in the world are you saying?
いやすません
No, sorry. I felt a little out of place, so I couldn't help it. Cut us some slack. We don't need another Kona-chan. That's right. The thought of dealing with two of her is terrifying. If Raton ever saw this, she would freak out. Some photos would catch a high price with her.
そういえばヤシオ先輩
By the way,
セノ
Yoshio-senpai,
ミヤ先輩
how are you and Sanomiya-senpai? Subaru-kun subtly changes the subject to one I share an interest in.
どうって
What do you mean, how?
だからそ
I
の
mean, are you
付き合
two
ってるんじゃないん
dating?
ですか
Bam. I was wondering about that myself. I heard they were childhood friends, and judging by the way they talk to each other, they're clearly on good terms. But it doesn't seem like they quite reached the boyfriend-girlfriend level yet. Not that I plan on doing anything even if Akitan did turn out to be available. My waifu is the only one for me. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious about their situation.
何か
What is it?
へえ
Huh?
そうか
Color me surprised.
スバル君
I didn't think
そう
you
いう
were
の
interested in that sort of thing.
ヤシオ先輩
What kind
は
of person do you take me
僕を
for,
一体何だと思ってるん
Yoshio-senpai?
え
No, I didn't mean it that way. It's not that I thought you had no interest in girls or anything like that. I just assumed you never really cared about other people's business. If anything, I'd say he has a very healthy interest in women. But he seems like the type that cares so much about appearances that he struggles to present himself honestly. I guess that goes for Yashio-kyun too. Well, when it comes to total strangers or celebrity scandals, I have no interest in them whatsoever. But it's a different story when it comes to my family. I see. So I guess that means you consider us family too. Nothing else. We're close enough to take a bath together. Fair point. True enough. It'd also make me family, given that I'm bathing in the same tub. Unfortunately, I don't have much to say on the topic. Is that so? Really? Nothing at all? I mean, I'm studying for college. That has nothing to do with it. There are plenty of people who are in relationships while they study for college. And everyone's different though, right? It sucks, but right now, I'm already overwhelmed with my own issues, never mind anything else. He's so young. If he keeps telling himself that, he's gonna be my age before he knows it. He should be trying to experience whatever he can while he's able to. Granted, that's a weird thing to say to the kids who've saved the world. And that may be true for you, Yashio-senpai, but it's not necessarily the case with some of Mia-senpai. The socially awkward Tsubiri-kyun actually speaks the truth on this one. Nikki-chan said, she said that's important for me to pursue my dreams, that she support me no matter what. Do you think she's being sincere, Yashio-senpai? No, it really isn't my place to say any of this. I'm sorry. It's alright. Look at these two. Love, future, dreams. They have so much to think about, and it may be hard right now, but one day, all of these things will come to a head. Once you're an adult and have to deal with real life problems, it's too late. So think long and hard about this stuff while you still can. Jeez, I'm really starting to sound like an old man. Whoa! As soon as we get out of the bath, we're greeted with a whole array of food on the dinner table. Tsubiri-kyun's father clearly got the jump on us, as he's sitting down with his glass of beer half empty already. Yoshi-kyun takes the seat facing Tsubiri-kyun, who's sitting next to his old man, so I take the seat facing him out of necessity. Once I park myself, he merely holds out a bottle of beer. Here. No, I'm okay. When I reluctantly refuse the bottle of beer, Tsubiri-kyun's father frowns at me. You saying you can't drink my alcohol? I mean, I did drive here, so... I'm not a drinker. No, I am. I'll have some. I hurriedly hold my glass out, and he pours the amber-colored liquid into it. That's good, that's good. Come on, chug it down. Chug. Go. Hey, I'm up in my years now. I'm known to go drinking with pals these days. Heck, just the other day, one of my buddies... let's not go there right now. Anyway, I don't really feel it's appropriate to start drinking so early in the day. But the feeling of this being kind of taboo makes the beer taste even better. This is the life. I like the way you drink. Here, have another. Oh, no. Let me serve you first. Oh, well then. Much obliged. That's good. Nachida-san, I thought you were seasick. That was when I was on the boat. Now that I'm on land again, I'm back in the game. And any leftover nausea got washed away along with my sweat during our bath.
あ、そう。
Isn't that swell?
それより
By the way,
ヤシオキュン
Yoshio-kun.
そうそう
That's right, Yoshio-kun. Here, have a drink.
ダメですよ。
I can't, I'm not old enough
未成年だ
yet.
し
Don't be so serious. Here. His stand probably hides how drunk he already is. Tsubita-kun's father tries to pour beer into Yoshio-kun's cup.
ダメだって
Dad, stop it. You can't force someone to drink. Tsubita-kun returns from helping his mother in the kitchen and stops his father in his tracks. He lowers the bottle with a sour expression on his face. But you always gotta be so straight-laced. You ain't never gonna be a man of the sea with an attitude like that. Tsubita-kun's face tenses up for a second reaction to those words. Man of the sea. If it's still against Tsubita-kun pursuing... Is he still against Tsubita-kun pursuing a career in robotics? But Tsubita-kun doesn't push back any further, instead placing a large plate down on the table. Whoa! It's covered in all kinds of meaty pieces of sashimi. Wait, is this... fish we just caught. Damn good. Let's dig in! I don't hesitate to reach for the sashimi. It's so good!
そいつは拳締めだ
Not there is a broad club cuttlefish. Oh boy. Broad club cuttlefish, a large cuttlefish that can be found near Kagoshima and Okinawa. In Japanese, its name is koboshime, which comes from the dialect word for kuboshimi, which means a large cuttlefish with lots of ink. Okay. And just in case, I'll do a little save here. It's a particular species of squid. I've had cuttlefish in Tokyo, but this is super different. It has a crunchy texture, and the more you chew, the more flavorful it gets. And this fish is delicious too.
そっちは金目
Those are barracks splendens, and those are manbiki. A type of perch, more commonly known as dolphin fish. They're a very large variety of fish, capable of reaching up to 2 meters in length and weighing up to 40 kilograms. Its name comes from a word used to describe how hard it pulls. Manriki, which translates to the power of 10,000 men in English. This description eventually turned into manbiki, which is the name it retains now. Depending on the region, it's also called mansaku, shibitokokurai, and Hawaii is known as mahi-mahi. Manbiki? And they're called dolphin fish over on your end of the coast. They're pretty fast, so you don't see them served as sashimi much. What is it? Nothing. I just didn't think you were so knowledgeable about fish. Of course I am. I'm a... Tsubita-kun cuts himself off mid-sentence. I set this up so the two of them could come together, but I guess it's all the same. These two have probably been this way for a long time. When one side tries to get closer, the other side backs away. They've maintained the same distance from each other this way since forever. But at this rate, nothing will change. I need to show that I'm an adult and lay it out like it is. Or so I thought. Let's go. Bottoms up. Oh, thank you. And before I know it... Oh, Hashira-san, you're funny, man.
面白いな
You too, sir. You're great. Drink up. Have another. You have some too, sir. Her little feast gets amped up, and eventually... Hashida-san is lying on the floor with his arms spread wide, making a weird noise. Maybe he has sleep apnea. A disorder that causes a person to experience shallow breathing or respiratory arrest during sleep. As it occurs during sleep, it is rarely perceived. The disorder may lead to poor concentration, chronic fatigue, and even serious afflictions such as arrhythmia, heart attacks, and even strokes. Due to the severity of these symptoms, early countermeasures are a necessity. You should be careful. Hashida-san is fast asleep, but since he can't drive home tonight anyway, Dad told me to let him sleep here. Nishio-senpai must have determined that hanging around here would be pointless, so he pretended to go to the bathroom and quickly went home. At the end of the day, Dad and I are the only ones left. Dad is still drinking on his own. I personally struggle to understand what's so great about alcohol. He starts drinking with his buddies early on in the day. In all honesty, at some point I started resenting seeing adults like that. You'll understand once you become an adult fisherman. That's what Dad always told me, but...
父さん
Dad. I pour some water into a cup and offer it to him.
あんまり飲むと
You shouldn't drink so much. It's bad for your health. He nods slightly, takes the cup, chunks it at one go, and slowly stands himself up. After all that drinking, his feet are still firm.
寝るの
Are you going to bed? Yeah. Give Hashida-san a blanket, would you? That's the last thing he says before trying to leave the living room. It's all the same. Nothing has changed. You haven't closed the distance between us at all. I know full well why Hashida-san did what he did today. It's pretty obvious. But what am I supposed to do? I try my best to close the gap between us. But that's the one that keeps backing away. Hashida-san was right about everything. I love you, my daughter. So... Today, yet again. Even I know this is bad. I've always run away. I ran away from confronting the robots I love so much. I ran away from confronting my own father. It's the same with the festival. I kept whining about having to teach children. Kids are obnoxious, insane, and they don't understand words. So I didn't want anything to do with them. I had no intention of dealing with them. But maybe, just maybe, if I faced them head on, if I were able to confront my demons head on, and succeed, then could we have come to an understanding? Maybe we can. No, it's not about can or can't. It's about whether I want to or not. That's why I...
父さん
Dad. Just as my father is about to disappear past the door, I unconsciously call out to him. He freezes in place, ready to close the door. My father silently waits for me to speak.
父さん
Dad, I have a favor to ask of you.
あさって
Can you come to the festival the day after
祭りに来て
tomorrow?
くれないか
For some reason, these are the words that exit my mouth. The robotics lecture is the day after tomorrow. Considering the current situation, I don't know what it is that I can demonstrate to my father there. But if I can successfully teach those kids, maybe something will change. Maybe I could start looking my father in the eye. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's all I've got. I silently wait for my father's response. He quietly mutters,
気が向いた
if I feel like it. And just like that, he closes the door.
あう
It shouldn't be any brighter than usual, but somehow it feels that way. Last night, I ended up falling asleep at Tsubura-kyun's house, and by the time I woke up, the sun was beginning to rise. Just around the same time that Tsubura-kyun's father is about to head out to sea. Though I knew he started his day early, I was still surprised as I headed back to my hotel room from Tsubura-kyun's place to get some more shut-eye. By the time I woke up again, the sun was high in the sky. After getting up, I read a message from Yoshio-kyun on my Pokecom, and because I drank more last night than I usually do, I finally managed to drag my hungover body over to the festival. By the way, Yoshio-kun's message read as such. Hashida-san, come to the festival. As straight to the point as possible, and completely lacking in any important information. Where are we meeting and why? But I already know that it's something important. As soon as I arrive, Yoshio-kyun is, of course, already there. Hashida-san, finally. What's up? Something happened? I'm not smiling. What happened after I left last night? Why? Because, look. Yoshio-kyun points his gaze elsewhere. There I see. Senomiya-senpai, about this part.
Huh? Where?
On
On the fourth page. Isn't this a little too complicated for a child?
Er, you think so?
It's unknown even to God. Feels a little too complex. Shouldn't we use a simpler expression?
Okay, would it be a better example?
Let's see. Can I go ahead and fix it once I come up with something later?
Sure. Whatever works for you, Subaru.
Thank you. Also, Furigori.
What do you want? Or what you want, rather.
You wrote this paragraph on page 10, didn't you? Sauce, please. Source: information. The origin of a person's information, be it a document, a news article, historical materials, etc. Due to the large amount of false information present on online forums, it is important for the poster to provide the source if they want to be trusted. What's often referred to on the internet as sauce. For example, where's the sauce? I.e., where is the source of that? Sauce? Oh, my source. I mean, I just... You can't make accusations like that without a source. Senomiya-senpai would never write about Kabedon, nor would she write about how the enemy leader is actually the hero's estranged brother, or how they fall in love. You useless scum. Call the manager. You're not fooling anyone. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut this entire scenario. That wasn't the deal. You said I could do what I want. Within the scope of everyone's comprehension, that is. Lala would understand. Anyway, I'll fix this section. Grr. Can you see that? He's been working really hard today, so I thought maybe something happened last night. I see. I get why he's surprised considering how Tsubura-kyun was complaining so much about this until yesterday. Now all of a sudden he's aggressively putting himself at the center of the robotics lecture preparations. Even I'm shocked. Despite my best efforts to have them come together on the boat yesterday, neither of them made much ground. Even when we got back at night, the two of them barely said a word to each other after we started drinking. At least as far as I can remember. I mean, I did fall asleep. Well, you know, I worked a little magic. No biggie
で
though.
も大したことしたわけじゃないけど。
Crap. Why did I take credit for this? Hmm.
何か
Something wrong?
別に
No. Ugh. It's true that I have no idea what happened, but I did create the opportunity for something to go down yesterday, indirectly leading to Super Kyun being motivated today. I deserve some credit, right? Hey, Subaru. Subaru.
スバルじゃない
Don't call me that. It's Subaru-san or Mr.
もし
Subaru.
くはスバルお兄さんだな
Ah, Subaru-san or Subaru Oni-san. That's what he said.
じゃあスバル
Fine.
兄ちゃん
Big brother Subaru.
兄ちゃん
Big bro. I
Wow.
suppose that's fine.
俺ん家にあるロボット
Can you repair the robot at our
修理できる？
house?
それなら僕じゃな
Shouldn't
く
you
て
ask Doc
僕に頼ん
instead?
だ方がいいんじゃないのか
だって
But if we ask
兄ちゃんに
Grandpa,
頼
he'll
んだら
start
いろいろ
lecturing
説教とか
us.
するしさ
なるほどな
That he would.
でもどうせなら
But then you might as
自分
well
で
learn how
修
to
理で
fix
き
it
るように楽
yourselves.
しいだろ
It's more fun that way.
俺にでき
Do you
る
think I can do it?
今から覚
Sure.
えれば
You just have to learn how. Really?
兄ちゃん
What about me? Can I do it
これは
too?
できる
あ
Of course. Hey, hey. What about girls? Can girls do it too?
もちろんだ
Absolutely.
すごいね
Hideko is amazing.
いつの間
He's
に
already
か
getting along with my
弟たちと馴染んでる
brothers.
ほんと
I'm seriously shocked.
まさか
I never knew Four Eyes was the Shota lover. Frau. And just like that, Akitan and Frauton are showering Subita Kyun with praise. The surprise is well warranted. Until just the other day, you could barely communicate with children. Now look at him. The biggest difference is how he looks at them. He squats down to their eye level when talking to them. This helps close the sense of distance between them, making him easier to talk to. Knowing Subita Kyun, he probably learned that Samura is applying it to this. And it's no mistake that at the center of all these changes lies the issue with his own father. I don't know what Subita Kyun plans to do, but watching him become motivated, I get the feeling that there's nothing to be worried about. All I need to do now is watch from afar as an adult. Well, I might as well give him one last push. Jeez, I'm way too nice sometimes. But that's also something my waifu loves about me. At long last, the day of the robotics lecture has arrived. Including the pre-festival activities, the Wazaika Gun Festival has been running for 2 weeks now. These last 3 days will be its grand climax. There are way more events occurring during these 3 days than up until now. The festival's crowdedness is proportionate to the excitement of the final days. And today is the second of the 3 days. Among all of these events, the robotics lecture should have been the least exciting. But because of the added value of it being a hero show, it became one of the main attractions. There are billboards that read Mr. Pallades Stage Show all around the festival, and folks are handing out flyers too. By the blessings of the Seven Sisters, I descend to Earth from 400 light years away. I am Mr. Pallades. The flyer even includes the iconic line he recites upon appearing. I'm pretty sure Mr. Candy made all of this considering no ordinary person could prep at all in such a short period of time. That being said, I've also done my part. What a big yawn. You're like a giant bear. Oh, Airi-tan. Long time.
お久しぶり
Long
です
time no see. I guess I haven't seen Airi-tan much these past few days.
ずいぶん
You
眠
seem
そうですね
tired.
have you been sleeping enough?
Well, I've been busy with stuff. These past couple days have been wild.
Busy with stuff? You mean for the festival?
Kinda and kinda not, I guess.
Seems complicated.
That's how life is. I've been doing some stuff for a small idea I came up with, but it's kinda spiraled out of control and became something way bigger than I intended. And the kicker, I have nothing to gain from it. I briefly considered chucking the whole thing into the trash, but ultimately I decided to see things through to the end. I wonder how the preparations are coming along. The Mr. Pallady stage show is meant to attract visitors to the robotics lecture. The show will go down in the morning, with the robotics lecture itself taking place in the afternoon.
Huh? Is something going on?
Aritan whispers as she steps into the green room. Akitan and the others have already gathered there, looking worse for wear.
What do we do?
It's over. It's totally over.
Come on, Frau Bo. Don't give up so easily.
What's the matter?
Hashida-san.
Hashida-san. We're actually in a bit of a bind. Oh boy. I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this.
We just got a call from one of the people we asked to play the villain today. They're not gonna be able to make it anymore.
A common enough problem. Then why don't you ask someone to replace them? Yoshikyun has some free time on his hands, doesn't he?
Well, the rental costume is really big. Kai's too small for it.
Yep, I knew it. Nice. This is all going like I expected.
There aren't a lot of other people we can ask. Even if we could ask someone, that person has to have a large body, be familiar with what's going on, be a nice enough person to do it in the first place.
Lucky-Tongue glances over at me repeatedly. Fine, I'll do it. That's what you want, right?
Huh? You'll really do it? Are you sure?
Oh, quiet. I know you were planning on asking me from the start.
Huh? No, we weren't. Okay, yeah, we were. I'm sorry, but it's true that you're the only one we need to ask.
The villain probably doesn't have that many lines anyway. Worst case scenario, I can use the radio or something and have Yashukyun feed me lines. By the way, where's Subaru-kyun? Before I should be sleeping next to Yashio-senpai by now. I am not! I turn around to an angry voice and find someone standing there that doesn't look remotely like Subaru-kyun.
Whoa, it's Mr. Pallades! Well, I'd only heard the rumors. This is my first time seeing him in real life.
Please don't stare at me like that.
No need to be shy. You look really cool.
Sure he does. Really? No need to be shy. You look really cool. Yeah, I love when my hand clips through my jacket. You're definitely making fun of me. How did you know? Can you read minds? It's obvious to anyone with that smirk on your face. These two actually make a great pair. So, what are we doing about the villain? No need to worry about that. Hashida-san agreed to do it.
そうですか。
Let me see. I'm really sorry about this. We keep having to rely on you for so much. Tsubura-kyun bows deeply. Given the way he's dressed, this all feels a wee bit awkward. But still, he looks awesome. I heard he got into a heated debate with Akitan about whether or not robots require faces, but if he voluntarily dresses like this, he's definitely on the same side as Akitan.
何か
Is there something on my face? Yeah, there is.
いや
No, he just reminded me of a friend of mine.
ちょっと似てるかもって思っただけ
Hmm.
僕が
Me?
ですか
Yeah, you. Or, more specifically, the words of Mr. Pallades. Man, I wonder who Daughter's talking about. You're saying there are more perverts like this?
お前には言われたくない
Pot, kettle, black, frutigori. Alright, we don't have time to bask in our glory. We should go over everything we can while we still can.
あ、本当だ。
Oh crap, you're right, look at the time.
Prompted by Yoshio-kyun, we all look at the clock and realize there's not much more time left until the show starts, causing us to start panic just a little.
橋田さん。
Hashida-san, here's your script.
ありがとう
Thank ya. I took the contents of the script. It's pretty much what I expected. My role is to kidnap the MC lady and get beat up by Mr. Pallades. Wait a sec. Who's the MC gonna be then?
あ、橋田さん。
Oh, Hashida-san. This is your costume.
入るよ
Does it fit?
え
Oh? Yeah, it should. The villain costume is hanging in the back of the room. Yeah, I guess it does seem too big for Yoshio-kyun.
I'm the same, Mr. Pallades. You have to put on makeup.
化粧
Makeup? I don't need
し
to.
なくても
Yes, you do. You'll have to look good, even from behind.
ちゃんとお化粧しないと。
Is that how makeup works?
そういう
Yes.
ものです。
Tsubura-kyun ain't got nothing on Naritan. She basically forces him to sit in the chair so she can apply makeup on him. Showtime draws near as we finish up prep and hold a last-minute meeting to make sure everything is good to go.
あれ
Oh, by the way, your old man's coming, right?
さんは来ないん
I have half of the costume on, the lower half, as I approach Tsubura-kyun. You see this look all the time backstage at hero shows. How did you know that? Tsubura-kyun turns around, a surprised look on his made-up face. The makeup causes expressions to seem much more over the top than usual.
そんなん
Please, look, I couldn't guess as much, right?
ねえ
Well, sure. Yoshio-kyun nods. Tsubura-kyun looks flustered, but it was all pretty obvious to us. His sudden burst of motivation had to have been because of his daddy issues. In which case, I predicted that he would want his father to see him successfully pull off the robotics lecture.
僕が見てもらいたいのは
And I want him to see the lecture side, not the show. So I told him to come in the
父には午後
afternoon.
になってから来るように言っていますもっとも返事
But
は
he
なか
didn't
ったから
give me the straight
来て
answer.
もらえるかどう
I
か
don't know if he's actually gonna show up or not.
大体
Anyway,
こんな
we
姿
can't let
見せ
him
られ
see
るわ
me
けない
like
でしょ
this.
父には
I told my dad that I
僕がやり
want
たい
him
こと
to
を知
see
って
what
ほ
I
しい
want
って
to
言
do
った
in
ん
the
です
future. If he sees me like this. Mid-sentence, someone comes rushing into the room.
遅くなって
Sorry
ご
I'm
めん
late.
なさい
I got stuck at the JAXA booth.
うちの方が手を離さなくて。
Oh, perfect. It's almost showtime. Have you memorized your lines?
大丈夫ですか？はい。
Yep, I have them all perfectly memorized.
さすがです。
Awesome.
あ
Is Nayatan doing something for the show?
Yep. I was asked to be the show's MC.
Oh, so Nayatan is the MC. That's reassuring.
5 minutes till the go time. Everyone start taking your positions. It looks like we'll have a full house too.
Akitan communicates with the staff and flashes us a signal. It's time to get ready. Okay, Hashida-san, let's put on your top half. Ah, hold on a sec. I grip the thing in my hand that I snuck in. What's that? It's nothing. It's like a lucky charm. Wow, you? Lucky charm? Are you nervous? Heck yeah! My chest is about to explode from all this anxiety. You sure don't look like it. Of course I don't. All I have to do is wear this costume and act crazy. There's nothing for me to feel nervous about.
Oh, by the way, someone was pacing around near the entrance, so I brought him in.
Upon being prompted by Nayatan, the man in question steps out of the shadows. But Subida-kun stands up quickly and knocks his chair over as the person appears below the light. Dad? Why? Subaru, is this what you wanted me to see? No, But you're the one who wanted me to come see you. You have it wrong, Dad. I said you should come in the afternoon.
Subaru, talk later. You have to get moving. The show's about to start.
Please say it's to me, senpai. I need to clear something up with my
Whatever, let's go!
Subida-kun is denied the opportunity to clear up the confusion with his father and gets dragged away by Akitan. Subaru, where are you headed?
Was I not supposed to do that?
No, let's just call it an accident brought about the fortunate circumstances. It's not at all your fault, Nayatan.
But...
Anyway, guys, you two are up first, so you need to get going. No, Hidaka-san, you can watch from the audience seats. Sure. Subida-kun be able to play out his role as Mr. Pleiades with his father watching.
Hi everyone! How are you all doing today? The Mosaika Gun Festival has entered its final 2 days. I hope you all have fun.
The show is like any other. The MC lady calls some children up to the stage for interviews.
Hi, what's your name? It's Airi. Airi-chan, got it. Where are you from, Airi-chan?
By the way, this is all part of the show. Yashida-san, you're up. I hear Yoshida-kun's voice from the intercom in my suit. Yes, I know.
Okay, one more question. Do you like robots, Airi-chan? Robots are...
Alright. Yeah, my name. Ashida-san. It's not my name it's I am. Alright, I am. Oh hey, they're laughing.
I am the gourd ghost, Yota man. I take your salts and horses and eat them. If I can't find any, I'll kidnap one of you and eat you alive. Alright. A yokai that inhabits the gourd on Tanegashima. This frightening yokai is known for eating salts and horses, but his humorous appearance and boneheaded personality makes him hard to hate. I see. Oh no, an evil monster has appeared. If you get caught, you'll be eaten alive. Who should I kidnap first? Let's see. This guy? Or how about this one right here? Let's go with this one. Huh? Come on, little girl. Come with me. I don't bite. Here, I'll give you some candy. No, you just sound like a pervert. Yeah, help. This is bad. ID-chan's been kidnapped. Remember, kids, don't go with people who offer you candy. It's time for me to eat this cute little girl. Yeek, no, stop. Let me go. ID-chan starts squirming around in my arms. Resistance is futile. No, you pervert. Somebody help me. Someone please. Whoa, wait a minute, ID-chan. Your acting is a little too realistic, don't you think? If you make it look too real. See, everyone's getting creeped out. No, stop! The elbow. ID-chan's elbow hit the pit of my stomach, almost causing me to fall to my knees. Are you alright, Hashida-san? Take it easy on me, ID-chan. Nice-san, let's move things along quickly. This is bad. Ali-chan's gonna be eaten by the evil monster. If only he was here. Help me, Mr. Pallades. That's right. If only the Arbiter of Justice, Mr. Pallades, was here. I know. Let's all call for Mr. Pallades together. I know he'll answer our calls. Okay, let's all call his name on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Pallades. Mr. Pallades. Maybe that wasn't loud enough. Let's try one more time. 1, 2, 3. Wait, this song. What? Oh my. Who are you? Alcione, Electra, Maya, Tragetta, Kaelano, Asterope, Merope. This voice, could it be?
By the blessings of the Seven Sisters, I descend to Earth from 400 light years away. I am Mr. Pallades. The spectating children and their parents cheered loudly on Mr. Pallades' arrival. Wow, they're super into this. And I hate to say this, but Mr. Pallades isn't exactly a household name. He's known in hobby robot circles, sure, but that's about it. And yet, a minor character like that is being greeted with the thunderous applause and cheers. Maybe that's just normal at these kinds of events. Maybe the audience is being really supportive. Either way, it's very much appreciated. I will not forget those who disrupt peace in this galaxy. Subara-kun, aka Mr. Pallades, points sharply at the audience. I was worried about his performance after his old man suddenly turned up, but it looks like he managed to pull himself together. Man, he must have made that costume and wrote those lines himself. Dude's a natural-born performer.
Mr. Pallades, help us. A girl has been kidnapped by a monster. Help me, Mr. Pallades.
Milady, you can rest assured now that I'm here. Evil monster, take your filthy hands off of her. You're dealing with me now. Good luck. I don't know who you think you are, but I'll kill you if you get in my way. Good luck. As scripted, I let go of Iritan and charged toward Pallades. But Pallades, as scripted, dodges it effortlessly and... Goddess Artemis, lend me strength. Huh? Was that line in the script? Nope. Dog! Atlas Punch! Good! I'm not done with you yet! I act like I took the big punch dead on, pretend to writhe in pain, then stand back up to confront him again. In response, Subara-kun unleashes another move on me. Hilani, attack! Good! I collapsed to the floor without finishing my sentence.
Mr. Pallades.
Good. Iritan stomps on my corpse and throws herself into Pallades' arms. Everything will be okay now, milady.
Thank you, Pallades.
Based on the script that Akitan and Frautan wrote, this is where it ends happily ever after. Given the two people involved, this is a shockingly normal script for a superhero show. But ending things like this would be way too cliche. So... Grrrr. I slowly get back up, pretending to squeeze out my last remaining strength.
Huh?
Not yet. It's not over yet. Subara-kun and the others are taken aback by the unscripted turn of events. On the other hand, the audience is leaning further into the performance, which they thought was about to end. This is where the real show begins. Hey, hush this on. What are you doing? Don't worry, just leave it to me.
We're in trouble. We thought the monster was already defeated, but it's getting back up again.
Naitan starts to improvise with the unplanned plot twist. Thanks for the backup, Nai-sama. I'll have to use my final trump card. Mr. Pallades, this is your end. And what is the meaning of this? Subara-kun shoots me an angry look, but I ignore it and flip the switch on the remote control in my hand. When it comes to hero shows, there's one cold hard rule that must be followed. A monster, once defeated. What?
This can't.
Come on, seriously? Must grow huge! Good. And of course, it's not actually me that's growing bigger. So how is this possible, you ask?
あれ
Could this be?
Naita knows the rub. Basically, I'm borrowing the functions of the electromagnetic wave radiation equipment that Kimijima-ko used during our recent little conflict. I was wondering if maybe this would be an ending that had nothing to do with it, but I guess not. I modified it a little bit so I could use it for the show. Of course, it took me 2 consecutive all-nighters in order to complete it, so I'm dead tired. But now the show is sure to be a massive hit. Oh no. I figured everyone was used to seeing this sort of thing after all that Kimijima-ko business. But no, the crowd is freaking out. Maybe this was all too sudden, maybe too close.
Everyone, please stay calm. Pleiades will defeat this evil beast for us.
やっつけてくれますよ
Nayatan immediately jumps into support mode. Thanks to her, the audience understands that this is still part of the show, causing them to calm down. I need to give her a heartfelt reward later. Oh ho ho! How's this, Pleiades? Now you have no chance against me. What will you do? What will I do? On the flip side, Subida-kun is completely flustered. Jeez, it's so difficult. I've got no choice. The only chance you have against me at this point is your precious robots.
あのロボットだけだな。僕の
My
ロ
robot?
ボット。そう
That's right, your precious robots. If you focus your thoughts on it, it might appear. But I highly doubt you're capable of that now.
今僕の
My precious robot. My... It looks like he's finally caught on. Subida-kun closes his eyes slowly. He then clenches a fist in front of his chest.
大切な
My precious. If he has strong feelings toward what is dear to him, basically, if his delusion is strong enough, the vision in his head will be projected to everyone else. I'm gonna bet that it's M45. And then, just like that, something shines in the distant sky. Accompanied by a blast of sound, a large object splits the white clouds and flies straight down from the heavens. Oh, no. Fair enough. It was the robot that was relevant in all the flashbacks, I guess, not M45. There's a burst of smoke. The shadow standing within it is directly in front of my massive monster body. It's... Huh? It's definitely a robot. But it isn't at all the humanoid robot I was expecting. Instead, it's a puppy-like quadrupedal robot. My plan was for Mr. Pleiades' main robot, the M45, to show up here and defeat the monster, making the crowd go mad and end the show on a high note. We already know. Glad to know the Dart was thinking the same thing I was thinking. But the arrival of such an unexpected robot has left everyone in the venue puzzled. Well, except for 2 people. Subida-kun, the young man who summoned it here in the first place, and... that's... Subida-kun's father. Subaru. What do I do now? My plan is a total bust. But now that we've come this far, there's no turning back. Hehehe, you thought you could defeat me with that pathetic robot?
当てるとでも思ったか。これで
This galaxy is mine to rule now. Die! I threw a punch at the quadrupedal robot standing in front of me expressionlessly. I expected to offer some kind of resistance, but instead, the robot pathetically rolls backward after making metallic clanking noise. It doesn't even try to get back up. Weak, 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 weak! It's all over now. The audience is barely reacting. They appear to be dumbfounded by this whole thing. Keeping the show going any longer will do us no good. I approach the robot once again to try to get things under control. Then... You can do it. The kids in the crowd start to cheer.
Don't lose, Pallades. You can do it, Pallades.
Beat him up!
Pallades.
The voices cheering for Pallades grow louder and louder, soon unifying together into a steady chant.
Pallades, Pallades.
Show us your moves. 4 eyes.
メガネの実力とやらを
Go, Subaru-kun. Mr. Pallades raises his face and looks straight at me, perhaps encouraged by the chanting. And then... Alcione, Electra, Maya, Tageta, Kelano, Astrope, Merope. By the blessings of the Seven Sisters, I take the prayers of the people into these hands of mine. He points straight at me and yells, Go! Super Subaru Robot! The quadrupedal robot, Super Subaru Robot, responds to his call and comes charging straight toward me. It's just an ordinary tackle, but... It's more than enough to take down the evil monster. Good, good. Impossible. How could I? How could I? Please do this, robots. Curse you, Mr. Pallades. And then the world turns white, accompanied by a loud sound. I press the switch on the remote controller. Hot, hot, hot. I take off the costume and feel my sweat-drenched body is soothed by the refreshing breeze. Wearing a full-body costume in this humidity is pure insanity. Hashida-san. And just like that, the crew has surrounded me. Jeez, you pulled that out of nowhere. Plus, you used that device on another date, didn't you? Sasaz. Well, normally this is where we get really upset at you, but...
Who could get mad after how exciting that was?
Huh?
I got so pumped near the end.
So cliche. But sometimes cliches are awesome.
The audience seemed really happy too.
I honestly thought they were gonna be harder on me after I went behind their backs, but it looks like I'm off the hook. And besides... Mr. Pallades, teach us more about robots!
Teach us! Me too, me too.
よし
Alright.
この
If
後
you
に
come
あ
to
る
the
ロボット
robotics
レクチャー
lecture
を
later
受ければ
today, I'll teach you about robots. I'm going.
Going.
Me too. Looks like the robotics lecture is going to be a certified hit thanks to the stage show. And I bet Sibra-kun is going to do a bang-up job. Mr. Plady kindly watches over the children for a bit as they go to register for the robotics lecture. But then he appears to snap back to normal. He glances around. And then...
父さん
Dad. After the venue has mostly cleared out, he calls for him.
スバル
Subaru.
父さん
Dad, I want you to hear me
聞いて
out.
もらいたいことがあるんだ僕僕は僕は卒
I
業
want
し
to
たら
go to engineering
大
school
学
after I
の工学部に行き
graduate.
たい
I want to pursue a career in
道を
robotics.
進みたいんだ
It was something Subaru-kun could never bring himself to say. It was something he always wanted to say. It was something he needed to say.
父さんみたいな両
It
親
was
に
my
なる
dream to
のが夢だ
become a fisherman like you, Dad.
それは
I
本当
swear.
だでも
But now, I have a new dream.
今の僕に
And
は
I don't want to abandon it yet.
新しい夢ができてしまった学費は自
I'll
分で
pay
なん
for
とか
my
する
own way through school.
バイトもす
I'll
る
work part-time. I'll get a scholarship.
だから
So,
スバル
Subaru. His father suddenly raises his right hand. I can feel someone nearby quietly hold their breath. Is he going to hold his son? Hit his son? Why did I say hold? That was not correct. But in the next moment, that right hand firmly pats Subaru-kun on the shoulder.
どうやら俺は
It's looking like I won't be
まだ
retiring
まだ漁師を
anytime
辞めるわ
soon.
けにはいかんようだな
父さん
Dad.
行きたければ
And
行
that's
け
what you want for yourself.
学
Then
費
go
くらい
get it done.
俺が何と
I'll
かする
handle your tuition.
父さん
Dad. Really?
いいの本当に
それがお前の
This is your current
今の
dream,
夢なんだ
right?
ろ
That means from here on out, it's
今日
my
からそいつ
dream.
が俺の夢だ
Aw.
父さん
Dad. Subaru-kun almost looks like a small child as his father pats him on the shoulder. Just like when he said he wanted to become a fisherman.
実は
Actually,
俺
I
からも
also
一
have a
つ
favor to ask
頼
of
みがある
you.
んだがいいか
頼み
A favor
父さん
of
が
me.
僕に
なあ
Yeah.
今から
Is it alright if I
ロボッ
attend the
トレクチャー
robotics
をやる
lecture?
俺も参加してもいいか
え
What? His father pulls something out from the large bag that he was carrying and shows it to Subaru-kun.
俺自身の手で
I want to learn how to repair this
修
thing on
理
my
できるよ
own.
うになりたいんだ
Oh, is it M45? The
M40
M45. Yeah, aw. Subaru-kun's father had pulled out a humanoid hobby robot, Subaru-kun's treasured machine, the very robot his father had broken.
参加条件は親子であること
If one of the requirements is entering as a family, I'm allowed to attend, right? Of course, Dad.
もちろんだよ父さん
Okay, you two. Get going or else the robotics lecture will start without you.
あ
Right. Let's go,
行こう父さん
Dad.
言っとくが
I'll have you know, I'm an amateur. Keep it
わかりやすく頼
simple.
むぞ
子供だって分か
No
るよ
worries.
教えるよ
Even kids will be able to follow along. All of us warmly watch over the pair as they walk away.
No,
よか
I'm
った
so glad. I'm so happy for you, Subaru.
長い雨が
And just like that, the long storm has come to an end.
私も
I'm starting to want to see Dad again too.
Incest is too
診
extreme.
断すぐる
Frau.
もしか
No,
して
she
内田
doesn't.
さん
Is this what you were aiming for? Of course. We need Subaru to lead the robotics industry of the future.
ロボット学会を引っ張る存在になってもらわんといかんからね。
It'd be a huge waste of talent to leave someone like him hidden away on an island in the middle of nowhere. No, I didn't think you thought so highly of Subaru-kun.
そしてい
And
つか
one day, I'm gonna need his help.
協力してもらわんと。
For a time machine? Maybe?
協力
Help? Wait,
それって
do you
もし
mean...
かして
そう
Yep. I flushed a smile at Naitan.
彼にはいつ
One day, this is gonna build me a maid robot that will listen to all of my demands.
作ってもらうのだぜ。
Uh-huh.
感心して
And just like that, I feel like a fool for admiring you.
でも
But that's the
橋田
Hashida
さんらし
son
い
I
です
know all too well.
Until the day. Until the day I have my real life maid robot.
頑張れよ。
Good luck, young man.
よし
Alright. Class is in session. Aww. Look at them. That was really cute. That was good. I liked that. That was surprisingly normal. That was definitely surprisingly normal, given the other two endings we've gotten so far. I feel like it was definitely necessary for like finally tying up those loose ends for Subaru though, so I'm glad that that happened. And I guess we have about a month left of Robotics Notes. There's only 4 more endings. That's kind of weird. But like not in a bad way. Also, have you guys noticed that the models have been behaving really well today? Because like, I noticed that. It's like, huh. Not complaining, just surprised. You know? A good surprise, but a surprise, nonetheless. So, if the trade-off is the game will sometimes crash while transitioning scenes, in exchange for the models to behave, I'll take it, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's almost like that black screen bug replaced the models being weird. Yeah, and honestly, I'll take that. I'll take the game having issues just transitioning between scenes over the models flailing about. Like, if I could pick my battles, that's the battle I'll pick. Hello, game, please. No, God, no. Not here. Not like this. Game. Not like this. God fucking damn it. Okay, well. I did say I preferred that. I still prefer it over the models fucking up, you know? I'll be honest, because I know I can skip the credits. And see what happens from there. We'll see how much it saved. Here's the game. Let's see where autosave left off. Nope, it didn't count it. Okay, casually forced skipping through it all. Trying to think of what would be a good point to take the time to like, do a save just in case. Just gonna casually save here just in case. Maybe here's a better place. Excuse to see this CG again, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Well, I'll just have us be in just chatting screen and I'll keep working on that. But do you guys have any final thoughts about that? There shouldn't be any after credit scene. I don't think there would be. If there is, I'll switch back, but yeah, I don't know. You guys have any thoughts while I try to get that cleared? I could always do it later, but I'll forget about it if I don't do it now. Happy end. Yeah, it was a happy end. Here's your favorite route in Dash so far? That's valid. I do like the dog licking Prow's cheek in the previous route, but it was a time to get to that. It was a time to get Prow to like pet the Creatora. Prow's managed to save itself, but god, yeah. Yeah. There it goes. Okay, I officially have the Subaru badge. You guys will see it next time, so long as my model actually might block where the badge is because it's right next to ID. But anyways, there we go. The game officially knows that we did it. Yippee. Okay, but you know, I really liked that ending. I hope it only goes up from here, but we'll see. we still yet to learn why Daru is at Tanegashima, so hopefully we'll find out sooner than later. One can only hope. I think I'm gonna go ahead and raid Boke. They're playing some King of the Castle. But, yeah, I don't really have anything else to add. Like, I don't know, I think that ending wrapped itself up pretty good. It was pretty simple, which simple can be a good thing, and this is a good case of that. Like, I'm glad that, like, not too many crazy shenanigans happened, though I feel like we'll be back to that for the next couple, at least 2 of them. We'll just have to see. You didn't really like Coyote's route, to be honest, felt more like an excuse to ogle her than a loose end that had to be tied. Yeah, I agree. While I loved older idol Irie, that was really cute, it wasn't necessary. And it was more uncomfortable than anything else. But it was still enjoyable at the very least. So really hoping that, like, it just keeps going up from here for the endings, but we'll just have to see. There's 4 more. And 2 of them are very, you have to, like, do the other ones first type thing. So we'll just have to see what happens. But if you have any more thoughts, there is the Discord. Feel free to share those thoughts there. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate all your support, especially since I had to start earlier to finish up Vrow, but it's all fine. Tomorrow will be regular time for Isomnium Files. I don't know the pacing for that because we'll figure that out tomorrow. That's a tomorrow problem. June, Kai, Aki, and I, probably. I feel like Kai might be, like, one of the locked endings, and Aki as well, but I don't know. I really don't know. We'll find out later. Let me check thing. Yeah, okay. It seems like so far in the lead is postponing the start of Subathon in light of when gift subs will actually have a promotion going on for Subathon. So there is that, which I haven't really posted anything too much about, like, Subathon anyway, so it's like whatever, but it would be fun if one of the endings wasn't any of the gang and was actually like Mr. Candy or something stupid. Probably not gonna be Mr. Candy, but it would be funny. Maybe it's some other side game, who knows. But I'm running out of thoughts. I'm tired. And I have to set up my CPAP machine because I didn't use it last night and I should keep that trend up. So, speaking of sleep apnea, like earlier, but yeah, I do appreciate your guys' support and I look forward to seeing you next time. And yeah, I don't know.